टुडे विल बी स्टार्टिंग विथ इलेक्शंस. अगेन इलेक्शंस पे भी देखोगे तो आफ्टर फेडरलिज्म मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स यू कैन एक्सपेक्ट एटलीस्ट वन क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम द इलेक्शंस. ठीक है, हर साल जनरली एक क्वेश्चन आता ही है फ्रॉम द इलेक्शंस, फ्रॉम either from the this the representation of people act or on overall elections topic. ठीक है, सो टॉपिक मैपिंग में इफ यू गो थ्रू द सिलेबस, तो सिलेबस में आपके इलेक्शंस एज सच टॉपिक मेंशन नहीं है. ठीक है, इन दिस सिलेबस व्हाट दे हैव मेंशन्ड इज द सेलिएंट फीचर्स ऑफ रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ पीपल एक्ट. ठीक है, सो मोस्टली क्वेश्चंस जो आपको आते हैं वो दे आर विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू दी सेलिएंट फीचर्स ऑफ रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ पीपल एक्ट. उसमें अगेन यू हैव टू 1950 आरपीए एंड 1951 आरपीए. ठीक है, अभी तक जितने क्वेश्चंस आए हैं दे आर मोस्टली ऑन दी 1951 आरपीए. ठीक है, जिसमें क्वालिफिकेशंस एंड डिस्क्वालिफिकेशंस मोस्टली है. सो इफ यू सी इलेक्शंस, इसमें आपके क्वेश्चंस क्या आएंगे? फर्स्ट, विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू द इंस्टीट्यूशन, दैट इज विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू द इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया. ठीक है, सेकंड, विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू द लॉज जो कि आपके आरपीए है 1950 एंड 51. ठीक है, थर्ड इज द इलेक्टोरल प्रोसेस, कि जिसमें यू कैन, आपका ऑलरेडी एक क्वेश्चन आया है मॉडल कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट पे. ठीक है, एंड फोर्थ इज विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज. ठीक है, ये 5 थीम पे मेजरली अभी तक क्वेश्चन आया है. अगर आप इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया पे देखोगे तो मेजरली 2 थीम्स आर देयर. वन इज विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू दी अपॉइंटमेंट. ठीक है, एंड सेकंड इज विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू दी दिस देयर पावर्स, जिसके रिलेटेड वन इज मेजरली ऑन दी ईवीएम पे उन्होंने क्वेश्चन पूछा है. ठीक है, एंड विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू अपॉइंटमेंट ऑल्सो दे हैव आस्क्ड द क्वेश्चन, जो हम कल करेंगे ऑन दी टॉपिक कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल एंड स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडीज में. ठीक है, बिकॉज उसका फ्रेमवर्क सेम है. देन लॉज में रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ पीपल एक्ट 1951 पे ही मेजोरिटी क्वेश्चंस है. तो अगर लास्ट 8 years में देर आर 8 क्वेश्चंस, आउट ऑफ दोज 8, 4 क्वेश्चंस वेर सिंपली फ्रॉम द डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन प्रोसेस. So 2019 में भी on what grounds representatives can be disqualified. 2020 में भी need for simplification of disqualification. इस साल 2025 में भी corrupt practices which was again related to the disqualification. ठीक है, then 2022 में भी it was again disputes, मतलब basically it was again with respect to the disqualification. ये 4 क्वेश्चंस आउट ऑफ 8, 4 क्वेश्चंस वेर ऑन दी सेम थीम. ठीक है, सो डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थीम इन दी इलेक्शंस. बाकी अगर आप फिर देखोगे कि वन इज विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू दी, 2 क्वेश्चंस आपके इलेक्शन कमीशन पे आए हैं. वन इज दैट, एंड सेकंड this is with respect to the EVM. So one question that they have asked is with respect to the model code of conduct, and second is with respect to the EVM. ठीक है, 2024 लास्ट ईयर में वन नेशन वन इलेक्शन जो करंट अफेयर्स में था, जो कि इलेक्टोरल प्रोसेस रिलेटेड है. ठीक है, सो यहाँ पे एमसीसी, वन नेशन वन इलेक्शन, एंड इन 2022 you had question on the political parties. Okay. Now next year what you can expect a question from, again one is disqualification. Yeah. Second theme on which you can expect a question was with respect to the Representation of People Act 1950, जो present सर इशू है स्पेशल इंटेंसिव रिवीजन बीइंग कंडक्टेड बाय इलेक्शन कमीशन इन दिस बिहार. ठीक है, सो बेसिकली विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू द इलेक्टोरल रोल. ठीक है, you can get a question on this. The third theme again, which was again in news, was with respect to the credibility of Election Commission of India. So you can expect a question on the ECI itself. So basically they can ask you the reforms. Okay. Fourth question on which I am expecting a question again is with respect to the use of money power. ठीक है, in context of Supreme Court decision in electoral bond case. ठीक है, because UPSC has the habit of asking the questions from 2-3 years before, so you can again expect a question on the electoral bond. ठीक है, या फिर overall election finances. ठीक है, ये. Now coming to the answer writing framework, again depending upon the question, if the question is on the Election Commission of India, ठीक है, इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया पे आ गए तो यू कैन स्टार्ट विथ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल प्रोविजंस. ठीक है, आर्टिकल 324 की आर्टिकल, और सिंपली जस्ट टू डिफरेंशिएट योर आंसर्स फ्रॉम अदर्स, just don't mention article 324, you can go beyond it, you can mention part of it also. So article 324 from part 15 of the constitution provides for election commission of India as the bulwark of constitution. ठीक है, that. सेकेंड, अगर बाकी कोई भी एस्पेक्ट पे आ गया तो यू कैन आइदर यूज अ कोट, जो हम मॉडल आंसर में आई विल शो यू द कोट्स, या फिर द सुप्रीम कोर्ट इन अभिराम सिंह जजमेंट हेल्ड दैट इलेक्शंस आर बिगेस्ट सेक्युलर एंड डेमोक्रेटिक इवेंट. यहीं पे स्टॉप कर दो और उसके आगे आपका जो भी थीम है यू कैन प्रोवाइड अ कनेक्टिंग स्टेटमेंट. दैट कैन बी योर दिस इंट्रोडक्शन. ठीक है, और अगर आपका पॉलिटिकल फंडिंग के रिलेटेड आ गया, ठीक है, या फिर क्रिमिनलाइजेशन के रिलेटेड आ गया, यू कैन ऑल्सो गो विद द डेटा बेस्ड इंट्रोडक्शन ऑल्सो. ठीक है, और इफ दे आस्क यू विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू द करंट अफेयर्स, कि जैसे ये वाला था, इफ दे आस्क यू विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू इलेक्टोरल रोल, तो दी यू कैन गो फॉर द कंटेक्चुअल इंट्रोडक्शन, जो रिसेंट इवेंट था. ठीक है, द रिसेंट allegations of the vote chori, you have raised the issue of the transparency and fairness in the electoral process. You can give that contextual introduction also. Then in main body, if they are asking for the significance of free and fair elections, या फिर significance of election commission of India, you can go with the pestle. ठीक है, ये नहीं आएगा कि पॉलिटिकल सिग्निफिकेंस, इकोनॉमिक क्या है, सोशल, टेक्नोलॉजिकल, लीगल. ठीक है, इश्यूज के लिए पाइस पॉलिटिकल, लीगल, इंस्टीट्यूशनल, इकोनॉमिक, सोशल. ठीक है, एंड देन यहाँ पे मैंने जैसे कहा कि ट्राई टू यूज दी स्कॉलर्स. ये स्कॉलर्स मैंने एक्स फैक्टर में ऐड किए हैं. इन वाइल राइटिंग द आंसर्स आल्सो यू विल गेट दी स्कॉलर दिस स्कॉलर्स. ठीक है, एंड सेकेंड इंपॉर्टेंट वन इज द डेटा. ठीक है, the important data which you need to remember is with respect to the one is with respect to criminalization, second with respect to the funding, okay, third is with respect to the women representation. ठीक है, ये तीन are the important data. And then for conclusion, again you link it with the free and fair elections. Or there is one quote also जो आपके आंसर में भी आई विल शो कि इलेक्टोरल रिफॉर्म्स इज कंसिडर्ड एज द मदर ऑफ ऑल रिफॉर्म्स. ठीक है, बिकॉज दैट मच ऑफ द सिग्निफिकेंस of electoral reforms. So electoral reforms is mother of all reforms. That introduction also you can, that conclusion also you can use. Okay. Now यहाँ पे मैंने कुछ और कोट्स भी दिए हैं, यू कैन यूज दीज कोट्स ऑल्सो। बाकी ट्राई टू रिमेम्बर दिस डेटा, ठीक है, ये जो भी डेटा है। देन दिस इज विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू द वुमेन रिप्रेजेंटेशन ग्राफ, एंड इसमें 1950 वाले में specifically with respect to this. So try to remember these sections only. With respect to electoral roll because it was in news. बाकी रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ पीपल एक्ट में तो डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन रिलेटेड एंड करप्ट प्रैक्टिस रिलेटेड आपको सेक्शंस याद करने ही है, बिकॉज दिस ईयर ही दे आस्क्ड अ क्वेश्चन ऑन दी करप्ट प्रैक्टिसेस। सो करप्ट प्रैक्टिसेस आर डिफाइंड अंडर सेक्शन 123 ऑफ द रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ पीपल एक्ट, ठीक है। That- बाकी रेस्ट ठीक है। इलेक्टोरल disqualification पूरा process I have explained it here. Hmm. Model code of conduct criminalization, you can expect a question next year. The rest you can just go through the X factor notes and the toppers answers, ठीक है। इसमें भी अगर आप देखोगे तो दिस इज ऑफ आदित्य श्रीवास्तव, ठीक है। सेकेंड इज ऑफ दिस इज हाउ यू यूजेस द फैक्ट फाइल। देन यू हैव अनिमेश प्रधान, जैसे इसमें भी इसने वही जो इंट्रोडक्शन मैंने आपको दिया है, he has used that introduction, the biggest secular and democratic event. So this the introduction that I have given is taken from Animesh Pradhan's answers. Okay. So just go through. This is Harshita. This is on intra-party democracy. This is Ishita Kishore with respect to model code of conduct. अगेन ये भी जो हमने कंक्लूजन में बोला था, यार sine qua non for healthy democracy. So this is also from the toppers answers, ठीक है। This is Shakti Dubey. So you just go through the toppers answers and जो हम आज आंसर्स लिखेंगे उतने, ठीक है। ओके, देन लेट्स स्टार्ट विद द क्वेश्चंस। आंसर राइटिंग फ्रेमवर्क क्लियर है सभी को? एनी डाउट? यस, विद रिस्पेक्ट टू आंसर राइटिंग फ्रेमवर्क, ठीक है। सो वन एस्पेक्ट ऑफ दैट इज कि अगर आपको पॉइंट्स भी जनरेट करने हैं, ठीक है, तो वन एक तो आपका पाइज अप्रोच है ही, बट उसके साथ साथ ट्राई टू रिमेम्बर द स्टेक होल्डर्स ऑल्सो, ठीक है। सो स्टेक होल्डर्स, वन की इंडियन डेमोक्रेसी itself, second citizens, political parties, election commission of India, judiciary, ठीक है। अगर कोई बहुत ही रैंडम क्वेश्चन आ गया तो देयर बेस्ड अपॉन दीज यू कैन जनरेट द पॉइंट्स, ठीक है। ओके, नाउ कमिंग टू द क्वेश्चंस, so we'll start with this. On what grounds the, just give me a minute. ठीक है। On what grounds people's representatives can be disqualified under the Representation of People Act 1951? Mention the remedies available to such person against his disqualification, ठीक है। अगर आप क्वेश्चन को देखोगे तो क्वेश्चन इज कंप्लीटली स्टैटिक, ठीक है। सो जैसे रेमेडीज जो भी पूछे दे आर ऑल्सो फैक्ट्स। नाउ Who is gonna tell me the framework for this answer? Again, I'm just giving you one hint. At the end, the analysis वाला table अपना आएगा इसमें. Yes, Adarsh.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening.
For introduction, sir, I'll start from section 8, 8A and 123 of RPA Act 1951.
Okay.
And then I'll tell all grounds which was mentioned in article, no, sorry, section 8, 8A, 9,
Hmm.
and then 123, and then electoral offenses as well.
Hmm.
So this
Then.
will be the first part of like answer for the first part, and for second part I'll mention those sections which tells about like high jurisdictions are uh, held on high court, like we can high court, then appeal is for Supreme Court.
Okay.
So for remedies I'll maybe from section 88 to 100 those
Hmm.
process.
Okay. Then. Hmm.
And I
Yes.
can think of all these points only, sir.
After this, what you will do? After the remedies. Okay. Bhagwati, you can unmute.
Good evening, sir.
Yes.
Sir, for intro, we can go for section 8A of RPA 1951,
Hmm.
and then for body, we can divide. We can take two parts for that. One is the ground for the disqualification, and in that we can give different sections, as well as we can classify that section according to crimes also, like for offense and then corruption and practices and holding office of profit and that. After that, in remedies, we can go for like they have authority, like president can decide for the MPs and for state legislatures, they can be decided by the governors. Then for Supreme Court, they can appeal to High Court and Supreme Court judicial review and all that. Last, we can also add for 1 or 2 points according to the reforms in Election Commission of India that can ensure the transparency. And with that, we can also add judgments like Lily Thomas case versus Union of India. And then, sir, we can conclude with the fair election for that.
Okay.
That's all,
Up
sir.
till this is fine.
Yes, sir.
After this, what you have to do? Yes,
Sir,
Uday.
like,
Sir, I'm sorry, I can't turn my camera on.
That's fine.
What I'll do is in the recommendations, I'll go with the ones
No, no,
done
no.
by Law Commission.
I'm asking the structure.
Yeah. I'll divide it. I'll put suggestion. One, I'll after the remedies, I'll go with that table of suggestions. And in that,
Yes.
I'll divide with the Law Commission, the Supreme Court guidelines, and
No,
what
no,
other.
that's fine. That's fine. But after this part, what you have to do basically is see, like I said, all this is factual. Even the remedies that you are providing are the factual one key. It is decided by the president and governor. Second, they can appeal to the High Court in 45 days. After High Court decision, they can appeal to the Supreme Court in next 30 days. Okay. And even after disqualification, they can contest the election again after the disqualification period ends. So that is the remedies that are just 1 second. I think I forgot. Okay. So remedies available. After this, मैंने पहले ही कहा you have to mention the analysis chart. Analysis chart में क्या होगा कि the issues in disqualification process and then you give the way forward. What are the issues? It may lead to delay, right? Because of the overburdening judiciary. Second, the decisions are taken by president and governor. On whose recommendation president and governor take the decision? Council of Minister. So there are chances of politicization of process. ठीक है. Third, even after these disqualification provisions, 46% of the MPs have the criminal cases against them. That means these disqualifications provisions are ineffective, right? So despite having these provisions, the 46% are the criminal. That means it has low deterrence effect. है ना? कि अगर डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन प्रोविजंस आपके इफेक्टिव होते तो ऑब्वियसली क्रिमिनलाइजेशन वुड हैव कम डाउन, बट इट हैज नॉट. दैट मींस डेटरेंस आपके पावर्स कम है. तो इसके लिए देन करस्पॉन्डिंग वे फॉरवर्ड. सो डिले को कम करने के लिए यू गिव स्पेशल कोर्ट्स, which was suggested by Supreme Court also. Then politicization, that is प्रेसिडेंट और गवर्नर के डिसीजन को पॉलिटिसाइजेशन रोकने के लिए व्हाट यू डू, गिव बाइंडिंग पावर्स और मेक ECI recommendations binding, right? And deterrence effects को बढ़ाने के लिए ensure timely process. ठीक है. डोंट डू दी डिलेज, टाइमली आप इंश्योर करो. इसमें आप बस कमिटीज मेंशन करो. ये यहाँ पे एससी ने बोला है. देन यू गिव दी वे फॉरवर्ड कि इलेक्टोरल with respect to the disqualification. So free and fair elections is the sine qua non for the resilient democracy. And again here also I am giving you one trinity, the effective disqualification process ensures trinity of ethics, accountability and fairness. जैसे previous topics में भी we had few this trinities. यहाँ पे भी this is the trinity for the elections. Just remember, आप triangle बना सकते हो. Now coming to the first part, grounds. Grounds I have already given in the X factor notes, but again I will this give it here. So section 8 provides for disqualification for conviction of offenses. ठीक है. सो कन्विक्शन ऑफ ऑफेंसेस कौन से आपके ऑफेंसेस है? ब्राइबरी, करप्शन, अनड्यू इन्फ्लुएंस, और promoting enmity. These are defined under section 123 of Representation of People Act. ठीक है. And Lily Thomas case, in basically Lily Thomas case what has happened was कि government introduced one provision. So section 4, sorry, subsection 4. So within section 8 they introduced, so section 8 subsection 4 they introduced a clause where they held that if a convicted person has appealed against his conviction in higher court, मतलब सपोज उसको कन्विक्शन मिल गया बट उसने अपील किया हाई कोर्ट में, so during the time of that appeal the disqualification won't take place. That was the amendment which government introduced, but Supreme Court struck down that amendment in Lily Thomas case. So after Lily Thomas case क्या हुआ कि as soon as you are disqualified, ठीक है, और as soon as you are convicted, so conviction आपका 2 साल से ऊपर का अगर conviction है, तो once if you are convicted for more than 2 years, from the same day of the conviction, you are disqualified. ठीक है, but Supreme Court in later Lok Prahari, what it held that कि the disqualification will not happen if conviction is stayed by High Court और Supreme Court. मतलब कन्विक्शन के अगेंस्ट आपने अपील किया तो आपका कन्विक्शन स्टे नहीं होगा, बट इफ कोर्ट हैज पुट अ स्टे ऑन योर कन्विक्शन, इन दैट केस डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन वोंट हैपन. ठीक है सर, यहाँ पे आपको ये वाला लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है, यू जस्ट राइट कन्विक्शन. ठीक है, सो दिस इज सेक्शन 8. देन यू हैव सेक्शन 9. if the candidate contesting an election, if he was dismissed from government service, okay, then he is also disqualified to contest the elections. Third, section 9A, if a person holds an interest in government contract, then he is disqualified from contesting the elections. Then section 10 is about office of profit. A person is disqualified for office of profit. Okay, so these are the 4 sections, you have 4 provisions under which a person is disqualified. Okay, then you also have section 10A, disqualification for failure to lodge electoral expenditure. Okay, failure to lodge election expenditure. Then you have the remedies. Remedies क्या है कि he can appeal to High Court within 45 days of the conviction. ठीक है, then he can go to the Supreme Court within 30 days of the High Court decision. Okay, these will be your 2 points. And third, Supreme Court in Lok Prahari held that disqualification is stayed if the higher courts put a stay on these decisions, or higher court put a stay on conviction. Okay, second is you can file your grievance with the, or with respect to disqualification, the president and governor takes a decision based upon the recommendation of ECI. This is under Article 103 and 170. ठीक है, these, ये clear है? This appeal is under section 80. So 8 के अंडर आपका डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन है, तो 80 के अंडर आपका अपील है. ठीक है, द पॉइंट आई एम एक्सप्लेनिंग इट इन डिटेल बिकॉज लास्ट 8 years में ही 4 बार क्वेश्चन सेम थीम पे आया है. नेक्स्ट ईयर ऑल्सो यू कैन गेट अ क्वेश्चन. ठीक है, देन यू प्रोवाइड द एनालिसिस चार्ट एंड कंक्लूजन. ठीक है, ये क्लियर है, ऑल दी सेक्शंस? इज इट क्लियर? ओके, so you can start writing your answer. It's 5:33. You have time till 5:41. Guys, please turn on the cameras. I'm again requesting. It is not after influence, it is undue influence. Not after. Undue influence. Undue means unnecessary influence. ठीक है, undue influence में आपका ये भी होता है कि asking the votes on the grounds of religion, caste, where you or your election agent is influencing the voters in unfair, by using unfair means. That is undue influence. Okay, due influence is where you are attracting the voters based upon your manifesto, based upon your promises. That is due. Undue is using enmity, ENMIT, enmity between two groups on the ground of religion, ethnicity, gender, caste, sex. Lok Prahari is the judgment. Lok Prahari is an NGO. So Lok Prahari is a case. Anti-defection won't come here because anti-defection is not under Representation of People Act. Anti-defection is the different one. They have asked with respect to Representation of People Act only. ठीक है? Just give me a thumbs up once you are done. The introduction here in this particular question. So rather than going with or mentioning the section 8 and 123, because I had to mention those again into the main body. So I haven't mentioned those in the introduction, but आप mention कर सकते हो, that is fine. ठीक है? So Representation of People Act provides for statutory framework. कभी भी याद रखो कि if अगर कोई कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के आर्टिकल्स के अंडर है तो देन इट प्रोवाइड्स फॉर द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल फ्रेमवर्क, या फिर किसी लॉ के अंडर है तो यू कैन मेंशन स्टैट्यूटरी फ्रेमवर्क. ठीक है? सो प्रोवाइड्स फॉर स्टैट्यूटरी फ्रेमवर्क फॉर कंडक्टिंग इलेक्शंस and maintaining the integrity of India's democratic process. Yeah, so basically we have started with the objectives of Representation of People Act. ठीक है? After this, the grounds for disqualification, जो मैंने अभी बताया, disqualification on conviction for certain offenses under section 8, bribery, undue influence, promoting enmity or corruption. ठीक है? All these terms are defined under 123. ठीक है? Then if sentence is 2 years or more, disqualification is immediate and last 6 years after the release. Yes, recent context of Rahul Gandhi also you can give. Yes, he was disqualified or he was sentenced with 2 years for criminal defamation. ठीक है? That and it lasts for 6 years after release. So मतलब आपका जो भी conviction का period है, suppose if you are convicted for 2 years, so you will be disqualified for total 2 years of your conviction plus 6 years after your conviction. So total 8. ठीक है? So Lily Thomas, section 8(4) was struck down, making disqualification automatic on conviction. So disqualification के लिए you don't need speaker or governor or anyone, it becomes automatic. Okay. Then section 9, disqualification on dismissal from government service. So disqualification for 5 years. Okay. Then disqualification for office of profit under section 10. Holding office of profit under government. Then disqualification for government contract under section 9A. Disqualification for failure to lodge election expenses, section 10A. These are the grounds for disqualification under the Representation of People Act. Apart from Representation of People Act, अगर उन्होंने वो पूछा what are the overall grounds for disqualification, so apart from this you will be having 10th schedule, which is anti-defection law, and second you will be having the constitutional grounds. What are the constitutional grounds? So under Article 102, ठीक है? So unsound mind, ये आपके लक्ष्मीकांत में दिया हुआ है अंडर सेक्शन 102. ठीक है? इसमें कौन से ग्राउंड है? जस्ट स्टैट्यूटरी आर्टिकल 102 है. Unsoundness of mind, undischarged, insolvent, ठीक है, अपार्ट फ्रॉम ऑफिस ऑफ प्रॉफिट, सो दीज टू. तो ओवरऑल डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन अगर पूछा तो ये भी आएंगे. रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ पीपल एक्ट पूछा तो सिर्फ इतना आएगा. देन रेमेडीज अवेलेबल, जुडिशियल अपील इफ कन्विक्शन इज स्टेड, डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन सीजेस टू ऑपरेट, लोक प्रहारी वर्सेस यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया 2018. सेकंड, आर्टिकल 103 and 192, प्रेसिडेंट और गवर्नर डिसीजन और एक्ट्स ऑन द एड एंड एडवाइस ऑफ इलेक्शन कमीशन. ठीक है, इलेक्शन पिटिशन अंडर सेक्शन 80 in the high courts within 45 days of declaration or within 45 days of conviction. An appeal in HC within 30 days of high court decision. Okay, and then you give the analysis, delay in the conviction and appeals. कि अगर आप देखोगे, this is the data that you have to use. Only 6% conviction rate for MPs and MLAs, which is very less. Then low deterrence, 46% of the criminals ADR data, and ambiguity in the definition of office of profit. Then for this fast track courts which were suggested by SC. Second, for deterrence, bar candidates as the charge sheet stage. ठीक है, अभी आपका जो डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन है दैट कम्स एट conviction stage, but आपका conviction gets delayed. So what law commission had suggested was कि if the crime is serious, then you disqualify that particular person at the stage of charge sheet only. ठीक है, this was suggested by law commission in 244th report. ठीक है, and then for office of profit, define the office of profit clearly. That's it. And then conclusion, disqualification provisions ensure trinity of ethics, accountability and fairness of electoral process. ठीक है, ये clear है? On the same lines, you had the 2025 question. We'll again understand that particular question and then we'll write. Yes. Discuss the corrupt. I will just discuss and I will give you the model answer of this. Okay, because it is same. Yes, it is 15 marker question, but we don't have anything to put it right into that. ठीक है, तो थोड़ा सा आपको स्ट्रेच करके ही लिखना पड़ेगा. अननेसेसरीली इररिलेवेंट कंटेंट लिख के कोई पॉइंट नहीं है. ठीक है, you have to write only that much. So even if you write all the relevant content and even if your answer is finished by 2.5 page or even 2 से 2.25 pages में भी हो गया, then also you will get good marks. Irrelevant content will attract penalty. ठीक है. Then discuss corrupt practices for purpose of representation of people act. Analyze whether increase in the assets of legislatures and their associates disproportionate to their known sources of income would constitute undue influence and corrupt practice. ठीक है, again this is also a similar question. ठीक है, तो again if you are to see, they have asked about the corrupt practice. This is the second part. This is first 10 marker question. Okay, who wants to give me the structure for this particular question? Again, this is completely factual. Yes. Who wants to try the structure? Okay, Bhagwati.
Sir, in this question, we can go for the same intro that we have in question number 1, RPA Act of 1951. And with that, we can give a connecting link of for undue influence that is also within the section 8 that define the undue influence.
No need
And
to give it in introduction.
yes, sir.
And what is
So
going to
when
be your first heading?
then, sir, we can give that first heading about the corrupt practices only, We can start with that, and then we can mention the corrupt practices with that undue influence also.
What are
And
you
then
going
we
to
can,
write in corrupt practices?
sir, in that, like section wise, as you mentioned in question number first, we can go in that,
No, there are
in
only
that,
two
right?
sections here in corrupt practices. Section 8,
Section 8 and
which provides the list of the corrupt practice,
list of corrupt
and
practices.
section
Section.
123, which defines these corrupt practices. So basically what they are asking is discuss corrupt practices. So ये जो definition दिया है, तो whatever corrupt practices we have mentioned, कि bribery, undue influence, corruption, booth capturing, promoting enmity, promotion of sati, ठीक है, all those you need to define. ठीक है, कौन से है? With respect to corruption, bribery,
Bribery, holding
booth
office of
capturing.
profit.
ऑफिस ऑफ प्रॉफिट इज अंडर सेक्शन 10, इसमें नहीं है वो, ठीक है. देन यू हैव प्रमोटिंग एनमिटी, ग्लोरिफिकेशन ऑफ सती, ठीक है. Yes, so these we briefly have to define those. ठीक है. Yes,
Yes, sir.
appeal on caste and religion. This will be your one page. Second part is एनालाइज. एनालाइज का कोई पॉइंट नहीं है यहाँ पे, कुछ नहीं आएगा आपको. बेसिकली यू हैव टू गिव द फैक्ट, ठीक है. सो डिस्प्रोपोर्शनेट इनकम हैज अनड्यू इन्फ्लुएंस. दिस इज गोइंग टू बी योर हेडिंग, ठीक है. और इसमें व्हाट यू विल बी डूइंग इज बेसिकली कि फर्स्ट यू विल गिव द प्रोविजंस कि अंडर आरपीए, ठीक है, the elected members, RPA 51, elected members have to disclose their assets and liabilities to speaker within 90 days of election. ठीक है. Then Supreme Court in Lok Prahari, it held that the assets and liabilities of not just candidates but their family members also, that is spouses and the dependents, that is their children. So asset of candidates plus the family. Okay. And Supreme Court has held that non-disclosure is corrupt practice and undue influence under Article 120, under Section 123 of RPA. ठीक है. This the ये clear है? Yes. Second thing is कि if because of the other laws related to corruption, जैसे प्रिवेंशन ऑफ करप्शन एक्ट हो गया, राइट. सो प्रिवेंशन ऑफ करप्शन एक्ट या फिर प्रिवेंशन ऑफ मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग एक्ट, PMLA. If that person gets convicted for more than 2 years for disproportionate assets, he will be disqualified under Section 8. ठीक है. this, and at the end you can provide the analysis वाला chart, the same chart और ग्राफ और this जो हमने टेबल बनाया था. ठीक है, ये क्लियर है? No need to write. I'll just show the model answer, then I will put it into the group. Or if time permits today, then we will write. ये clear है? Do you have the conceptual clarity? Yes. Then this we will write. This is analytical question. ये factual नहीं है. Yeah. So there is a need for simplification of procedure for disqualification of persons found guilty of corrupt practices under the Representation of People Act comment. Yes. This is analytical. Now, yes, who wants to try this structure? Yes, anyone? Yes, Tavishi.
So first we can go about the introduction of like RPA Act that okay defines some practices for disqualification, and then we should go with the challenges, that what are the challenges in the system like in the act today, and then we'll go about the like need for simplification of the procedure.
Okay. So need में क्या लिखोगे आप? Challenges में क्या लिखोगे? Need में क्या लिखोगे?
Okay, yeah, should be same.
Okay. Then anyone else? Yes, Tejaswini. Turn on your camera, please. Just pay close attention because need वाले questions बहुत आते हैं, not just here, but in many of the questions you will get a similar kind of the question कि there is need for paying greater attention to the primary education, need for paying greater attention to the unemployability, कभी किसी में भी आ सकता है. ठीक है, so need वाले questions को कैसे address करना है? Okay, Tejaswini, how
Yes, sir.
will you write?
Sir, in this, like, I will go with the introduction about RPA Act,
Hmm.
and then I will put the heading, like just now you have told, the need for the simplifications of the disqualification procedure stems for the following reasons. And then, like the pointers you are asking, so in that I can put the pointers like first, timely resolution.
Okay, so basically you will be giving the issues.
Yeah, like the, yes, sir. Like,
Okay, then
sir, in that only I put few points like timely resolution,
ठीक है,
legal
that is
clarity.
yes, that
Okay,
is.
okay. And then, sir, I will give a one paragraph like which that will relate with the questions. Like, however, simplifying the disqualification process should not compromise the rights of candidates to fair hearing and the opportunity to present their case. Like, it is related to the question. Like, I will answer at the end. I will write the conclusion.
So basically that is the way forward.
Yeah, that's the way forward. I will like one
ठीक है.
paragraph or points.
Okay. Kanjula, you can unmute.
Sir, I'll go with the same intro, but I think maybe we should mention what's the process of disqualification right now, like
Yes.
procedure, and then need and then way forward.
Yes. No, but what will you write in need? See, need में क्या होता है कि you can highlight issues or you can give the reasons, not reasons, but you can directly give the way forward also. ठीक है. Yes. Now remember, this is correct. Always remember कि क्वेश्चन में कभी भी अगर उन्होंने स्टैटिक का कुछ पार्ट पूछा है, you always have to address that part. So after the introduction, first give the procedure for disqualification. ठीक है? Found guilty of corrupt practices under Representation of People Act. So this Basically, firstly, under Article 102 and what was that, 170, it is decided by President and Governor on the advice of ECI. Second, he can file a election petition in High Court within 45 days and then SC in 30 days. ठीक है? That is the procedure. First. Second, then you come to the need. अब नीड को अगर आप बहुत टॉपर्स के आंसर्स पढ़ोगे स्पेसिफिकली विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू द नीड ऑफ समथिंग, what they, there are different structures that they follow. What they do, they first highlight the issues and then they give the way forward. ठीक है? But what we are going to do for all the questions on the need, ठीक है, we will be going with the table where we will be highlighting the issue and then we'll be giving the way forward. And after the table, okay, we'll highlight the positive impact of it. ठीक है? ये क्लियर है? यस? ये क्लियर है? Okay. No, not positive impact. Positive impact of this way forward. या फिर the overall, when we'll write, you will understand. यहाँ पे अगर आप देखोगे, this is the structure that we are going to follow. Need for simplification. So Representation of People Act 1951 provides for statutory framework for conducting elections, maintaining integrity, seal, procedure for disqualification. ठीक है कि फर्स्ट आर्टिकल 103, 192, President or Governor acts on the advice of Election Commission. Second, election petition in the High Court within 45 days of the declaration. This is your procedure, and then need and way forward. So need में basically what you are going to do, you are going to highlight the issues. ठीक है? तो आपके कौन से issues रहेंगे? पहले जो हमने पहले वाले क्वेश्चंस में भी लिखा है कि लेंदी प्रोसेस, ठीक है, देन delays in the disposal of election petitions, risk of political influence, that is politicization, ambiguities in the laws, that is with respect to the definitions of corrupt practices. Okay. Then weak deterrence, 46% of the criminals, low conviction rate, 6%, and judicial backlog. Right? अब ये पॉइंट्स तो हमने पहले भी किए. And then here you give the way forward. जैसे लेंदी प्रोसेस के लिए empower election commission to decide disqualification directly within or with limited judicial review. Second, statutory time limit for delay, or you can also give the SC suggestion of establishing special courts. Third, to prevent politicization, make election commissions opinion binding to ensure neutrality. Fourth, clearly define Section 123 or clearly define corrupt practices under Section 123. Then allow immediate suspicion upon conviction or prima facie binding. जैसे ये आपने कहा था कि basically rather than this you give the law commission suggestion कि conviction at what stage, that charge sheet stage for मेजर ऑफेंसेस, ठीक है, ये रिमेंबर, मेजर ऑफेंसेस, अदरवाइज फॉर माइनर ऑफेंसेस ऑल्सो दे कैन डिस्क्वालीफाई, विच इज प्रिसाइजली द इशू विथ 130th अमेंडमेंट एक्ट। अगर 30 दिन के लिए जेल में रखोगे तो डिस्क्वालीफाई हो जाओगे, बट यू हैव द पावर्स अंडर डिफरेंट एक्ट्स वेयर यू कैन इजीली, आप किसी को भी जेल में डाल सकते हो फॉर 30 days, ठीक है, यू हैव पीएमएलए एंड यूएपीए वगैरह। देन एस्टेब्लिश स्पेशल इलेक्शन ट्रिब्यूनल्स एंड ट्रांसपेरेंट केसेस और ट्रांसफर केसेस टू डेजिग्नेटेड फास्ट ट्रैक बेंचेस और इलेक्शन ट्रिब्यूनल्स, वही है, दोनों सेम वे फॉरवर्ड्स। एंड देन पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट ऑफ सिंप्लीफिकेशन, सो नीड फॉर सिंप्लीफिकेशन उन्होंने बोला है ना, तो एट द एंड आफ्टर गिविंग द सजेशंस फॉर सिंप्लीफिकेशन यू कैन हाईलाइट द पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट ऑफ इट, ठीक है, दैट इज यहाँ पे स्टेक होल्डर्स यू यूज, एनहांसेस पब्लिक ट्रस्ट, so improves integrity of the process, strengthen rule of law, that is the constitution perspective say, promote ethical politics, political parties perspective say, this is democracy perspective say, this is citizen perspective say, ठीक है, and upholds constitutional morality, जो हमारा common है, right? This is the one structure that you can follow. The another structure that you can follow is the one or two answers what I have seen is what they do, they give the heading need for simplification or need, and under it they use these points to enhance public trust, and in elaboration they mention the issue, okay, that is the another structure that some of the toppers follow, ki they highlight the need and then in elaboration they mention the issue, and after that they give the way forward separately. So that is also the structure that you can use, ठीक है, जनरली सोशल जस्टिस या गवर्नेंस में ये क्वेश्चंस पूछे जाते हैं, तो देयर वी विल फॉलो दिस फॉर्मूला, ठीक है, इज इट क्लियर? सो नाउ यू कैन राइट दिस आंसर, you have 7 minutes, and after the session also I will share this particular answer in the group, ताकि आपके पास नीड वाले क्वेश्चन का फ्रेमवर्क हमेशा के लिए बना रहे, ठीक है, ओके, so you can start at 6:09, you have till 6:17. ये एनालिटिकल है इसलिए हमें ये लिखना ही है, फैक्चुअल वी कैन स्किप बट एनालिटिकल वाले नहीं। यू फॉलो दिस स्ट्रक्चर, आई एम राइटिंग इन दैट अनदर स्ट्रक्चर, ठीक है, इज इट क्लियर? हो गया? So this is the alternative way in which you can also write the answer, ठीक है, तो जैसे वन इज जो हमने किया इशू वे फॉरवर्ड, अल्टरनेटिव इज यू ब्रीफली हाईलाइट द नीड, एंड ये क्लासिफिकेशन करने की जरूरत नहीं है, पॉलिटिकल, इंस्टीट्यूशनल, लीगल, दैट आई हैव गिवन यू जस्ट फॉर यू टू अंडरस्टैंड द फ्रेमवर्क, ठीक है, जो हमारा पाइस फ्रेमवर्क है, सो ये देने की जरूरत नहीं है, यू कैन सिंपली मेक दीज एज द पॉइंट्स, ठीक है, इसको 1 2 वगैरह, बट कैसे कर रहे हैं कि what they are doing is they are providing the or highlighting the need of it, and in elaboration they are mentioning the issues, ठीक है, जो हमने पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट उसका दिया था एट द एंड, so they are making them as the subheading to create deterrence effect and prevent criminalization as per ADR 46% of the criminal cases, to protect the sanctity and the fairness of electoral process by preventing money and muscle power, ठीक है, इंस्टीट्यूशनल में टू स्ट्रेंथन ECI एंड इंश्योर टाइमली कंप्लीशन ऑफ डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन प्रोसेस, ठीक है, और टू प्रिवेंट लिटिगेशन इन दी हायर कोर्ट्स, ठीक है, देन लीगल रीजंस, पॉलिटिकल में आपका ये भी आएगा टू प्रिवेंट पॉलिटिसाइजेशन, and bias. ठीक है, in decision making. Then legal reasons to prevent ambiguity and bring clarity with respect to grounds for disqualification. Example, ये आपका clear definitions of corrupt practice. Upholding constitutional morality, free and fair elections is sine qua non of democracy. And improving functioning of parliament by discouraging criminalization and elite capture, money and muscle power. So this is also the way in which you can write the need wale questions. ठीक है? You can take a screenshot of this if you want, or you can briefly. No 50-50. यहाँ पे क्या 50-50? डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन प्रोसेस को सिंप्लीफाई करने की नीड है कि नहीं है? यस, कैन देयर बी एनी काउंटर आर्ग्यूमेंट टू इट? तो कौन सा 50-50 और क्या? ठीक है, व्हेनेवर यू हैव द ओपन एंडेड क्वेश्चंस, सो इवन इफ दे गिव एनी डायरेक्टिव एग्जामाइन वगैरह, ठीक है, देन आल्सो नो 50-50. ठीक है, दैट ये क्लियर है? The two ways in which you can address the need wale questions. Okay. So next, this is your assignment question. Discuss the procedures to decide the disputes arising out of the election. So again, procedure पूछा है. वही, you have to go to the High Court, file a election petition under Section 80. Then, based upon that decision, the president or governor makes the decision. ठीक है, ये इलेक्शन डिस्प्यूट्स के रिलेटेड है, करप्ट प्रैक्टिस के रिलेटेड नहीं है. तो इलेक्शन डिस्प्यूट का प्रोसेस क्या है? यू हैव टू फाइल इलेक्शन पिटीशन इन हाई कोर्ट. हाई कोर्ट विल मेक द डिसीजन. आफ्टर दैट इट विल गो टू द प्रेसिडेंट एंड गवर्नर, एंड प्रेसिडेंट एंड गवर्नर विल मेक द डिसीजन बेस्ड अपॉन द रिकमेंडेशन ऑफ इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया. ठीक है, दैट. No, simplification doesn't mean ki flexible. There has to be the procedural safeguard, no? ठीक है, that what are the grounds on which election of any return candidate or may be declared void. तो grounds हमारे वही है जो हमने पहले वाले दिए थे. ठीक है, what remedy is available? Again, remedy भी हमने already cover किया. And at the end you give the analysis. This is your assignment question. इसका model answer I will upload tomorrow. Okay, no need to do this particular question, right? We have already done this. Next is this. Discuss the role of Election Commission of India in light of evolution of Model Code of Conduct. अब यहाँ पे आपके सारे rules will be applied. Yes. Who wants to give me the structure for this particular? Again, it is a simple question. It is not a 10 marker. I think it is a 15 marker question. Yes. ये 10 marker नहीं है. This is 15 marker question. In 2022. Yes. What is going to be the structure? Simple है, काफी simple है. Yes. Anyone? Okay. Guys, come on here, please participate. Yes. Tavishi.
So first we can introduce with Article 324 about the Election Commission of India. And then we can actually, obviously it's a 15 marker, so we can like briefly like draw a flowchart for the like powers of like Election Commission of India. And then like obviously there's a statement given like evolution of model code of conduct, then we can just like give the phases that okay how it started, like first in the Kerala election and then for the Lok Sabha. So yeah, this is the thing I can see, and obviously it's a factual one, factual question, so we can again create an analysis table. Like what
No,
if there
not,
any
this is
issue?
not factual. They are asking discuss the role of election commission. This evolution is fine. Evolution you have highlighted.
Yes.
But what they have asked is the role.
Role. Okay, how they enforce basically these model code of conducts.
Yes.
Okay, but what will we write in that exactly?
I will tell.
Okay. Yeah, so
Yes. Others.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
So for intro, same, sir, I'll use Article 324.
Okay.
Then in briefly, I'll discuss about the role of election commission if we have flow chart. And in at the role of election commission for the evolution of model code and code of conduct, we have chronology like Kerala, then how it evolved, like formulation of MCC, then
Okay.
periodically update, review, and then
Hmm.
correction. All these I'll incorporate, sir.
Do you have the exact data with respect to the chronology of it?
Yes, sir. Like 1960, first time it was used in Kerala Assembly election,
Okay.
and then I think 1962, first time it was used in like Lok Sabha general election,
ठीक है बट चलो.
and
Then
then
what after that?
recently, in 2019, like first time they were regulated online, uh, online media, social media, and all
Hmm.
through Model Code of Conduct.
ठीक है.
And then after this, I'll explain about like some criticism of Model Code of Conduct, why it is not fully.
ठीक है.
Uh,
Okay. This is not the structure. Okay, fine. Keshav. Where is Keshav? He had raised the hand, no? ऐसे मत करो. Yes. Please unmute. Turn on the camera. Yes.
So for intro, the same like Article 324
Hmm.
for the Election Commission of India.
Hmm.
And then I will go for the role of Election Commission as general. What are the powers,
Okay.
some of the powers of Election
Hmm.
Commission of India. And
Hmm.
then the evolution of a model code of conduct like 1960 Kerala, then 1962 Lok Sabha elections and state
Okay.
legislative assembly elections.
Hmm.
And then I will go for some pros of in current time. What are the pros of this model code of conduct and the cons also, and then way
No
forward.
pros and cons. No. ठीक है. चलो. Anyone else? Yes. Rohit.
So the intro will be same,
Hmm.
and then I will divide the question in two parts. First will be the evolution of model code of conduct, as
Hmm.
everybody mentioned, and second will be enforcement of model code of conduct.
Hmm.
There I will mention TN session and the initiative that he taken,
Hmm.
and current scenario, some problems and way forward.
ठीक है.
Like need of
Okay.
hour in the heading.
Tanmay.
Yeah, hello. So am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. So I believe the main demand of the question is how election commission played a part in the evolution of model code of conduct. So I
Yes.
will make a whole heading about role of election commission in MCC evolution, and
Okay.
then I will give the points regarding that. After that, I
No.
will give
Tell
some
me
challenges.
what is going to be your introduction.
Introduction is going to be the same, Article
Okay.
324.
Then what will be the
Then
next
the
heading?
next heading will be a full heading about the role of election commission in evolution of MCC.
Okay. So you
And
won't
then the
first give
points,
evolution and then enforcement.
no, I will give only the role of election commission. I won't talk about MCC. I will talk about how election commission played a part in evolution of MCC.
ठीक है. Okay. Then
Then I will give some challenges regarding the enforcement of MCC, a little bit of way forward, and then conclusion.
Okay. So see, basically the content you are going to write is same, but the structure आप सभी ने जो बताया वो बहुत गलत है. ठीक है, सिंपल रखो ना. You just first of all, what is the directive? Discuss. So when you read discuss, what is the formula for discuss? 70-30. ठीक है, और रोल पूछा है तो 70% विल गो टू द रोल एंड 30% विल गो टू द चैलेंजेस. ये तो क्लियर हो गया. ठीक है, बेस्ड अपॉन द डायरेक्टिव. नेक्स्ट, रीड द क्वेश्चन. डिस्कस द रोल ऑफ इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया in context of or in the light of evolution of model code of conduct. Now tell me, what is the core theme of this question? Is it election commission of India, or is the question about election commission of India, or is it about model code of conduct? मॉडल कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट आप सभी बता रहे हो, राइट? मैं पूछने के बाद सभी को आ रहा है मॉडल कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट. तो व्हाट विल बी योर इंट्रोडक्शन? Will it be Article 324 or will it be definition of EC Model Code of Conduct? Yes, 324 से इंट्रो होगा कि मॉडल को डेफिनेशन से होगा? कोर थीम क्या है क्वेश्चन का? मॉडल कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट. सो इंट्रो हैज टू बी ऑन मॉडल कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट. ठीक है, इट कैन बी आइदर डेफिनेशन या फिर यू कैन ऑल्सो गिव द कंटेक्स्ट. ठीक है, कि EC's powers under the model code of conduct were came under scrutiny and controversy during the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, where it was accused of bias. That can be a contextual या फिर सीधे सीधे definition. ठीक है, 324 आप simply ब्रैकेट करके आप लिख सकते हो. The core theme is this. Then evolution पूछा है, रोल पूछा है. You segregate evolution. 1960, first time in Kerala by elections. 1962, all over India with respect to the Lok Sabha elections. ठीक है, देन आपको TN सेशन पता है. 1991 TN सेशन, he prepared the 7 parts MCC. ठीक है, then in 2019 the MCC expanded to cover the social media वगैरह. ठीक है, सोशल मीडिया, फेक न्यूज वगैरह. दिस इज इट, दिस इज द इवोल्यूशन. इतना ही देना है. देन यू कम टू द रोल ऑफ ECA इन MCC. ठीक है, आपको ये नहीं पूछा है हाउ EC's रोल हैज इवॉल्व्ड. इफ दे वुड हैव आस्क्ड हाउ रोल ऑफ ECA has evolved, that has not been asked. What they have asked, discuss the role of ECA in context of evolution. बेसिकली आपको रोल बोलना है, तो रोल में आपको क्या बताना है? उसके पावर्स. जब भी रोल आता है मतलब क्या होता है? पावर्स एंड फंक्शंस. So under MCC, whatever powers and functions of Election Commission of India are there, that will be your points. जैसे अब इसमें to generate the points, अब पाइज अप्रोच तो नहीं होगा, तो you will use stakeholder. So MCC is applied during the time of elections. So who are the stakeholders? एक तो ECI हो ही गया. सेकंड, जुडिशरी रहेगा ही. थर्ड, पार्टीज, पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज. फोर्थ, कैंडिडेट्स. फिफ्थ, आपकी इलेक्शन मशीनरी जो होगी, मतलब एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन. सिक्स्थ, रूलिंग और रूलिंग पार्टी और गवर्नमेंट. ठीक है, इन्हीं के पर्सपेक्टिव से यू गिव दैट द रोल. सो इलेक्शन कमीशन हैज पावर टू prevent misuse of government machinery. राइट, इसका एग्जाम्पल क्या है? नो न्यू स्कीम कैन बी लॉन्च्ड ड्यूरिंग द टाइम ऑफ मॉडल कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट. यू ऑल नो दिस राइट? पता है ना कि मॉडल कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट के टाइम पे न्यू स्कीम नहीं लॉन्च कर की जा सकती. एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, सो मॉडल कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट एनफोर्स कैसे करते हैं? यस, थ्रू फ्लाइंग स्क्वाड्स. ठीक है, एक स्टेक होल्डर आपका रहेगा सिटीजन्स, राइट, टू कैच the money or to prevent the bribing of the voters, right? Then from the perspective of the candidates, the ECI bans hate speech or to regulate hate speech or the communal appeal. ठीक है, जो आपने अभी तक ये करप्ट प्रैक्टिसेस देखे थे वही लिख दो. टू प्रिवेंट एनमिटी बिटवीन द ग्रुप्स. एग्जाम्पल, the banning the candidate from this electioneering. जैसे ड्यूरिंग 2017 लोकसभा दिस यूपी इलेक्शंस, इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया बैंड योगी आदित्यनाथ फ्रॉम campaigning for 2 days, right? That came under this. Then you have the observers. ठीक है, that. Then from the perspective of citizens, so they allow citizens to report MCC violations. You have C Vigil app for that. ये भी आपने पढ़ा होगा, right? Then from the perspective of political parties, it monitors expenditure. ठीक है, और provides guidelines for manifesto, right? Then from the perspective of judiciary, in case of violation, Supreme Court can file cases under IPC, CRPC in judiciary. ठीक है, यानी इसी है upholding its mandate under Article 324, which gives residuary powers. ठीक है, this is the role of Election Commission of India. यस, सेंट्रल कंट्रोल रूम आप दे सकते हो, यूपी इलेक्शन में बैन किया हुआ वो दे सकते हो. ठीक है, बेसिकली रोल मतलब कभी भी पावर्स एंड फंक्शंस होते हैं, हमेशा याद रखो. किसी भी बॉडी का रोल पूछा तो रोल इज बेसिकली पावर्स एंड फंक्शंस. ठीक है, एंड देन हाईलाइट द इश्यूज. ठीक है, इश्यूज में यू कैन यूज पाइज. सो पॉलिटिकल पर्सपेक्टिव से political parties are non-serious or they don't adhere to guidelines. ठीक है, एग्जाम्पल हेट स्पीच, कंटिन्यूएशन ऑफ हेट स्पीच. ठीक है, इंस्टीट्यूशनल में आपके कौन से इश्यूज आएंगे कि जैसे ECI का हो गया तो डिफिकल्टी इन मॉनिटरिंग ये डिजिटल हेट न्यूज वगैरह जो होते हैं, सोशल मीडिया. ठीक है, ECI डजंट हैव ओन एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव स्टाफ. ठीक है, सो मैन फोर्स शॉर्टेज, देन एलिगेशंस ऑफ बायस. ठीक है, देन फ्रॉम सोशल पर्सपेक्टिव लैक ऑफ अवेयरनेस among citizens. ठीक है, and even after having the awareness there is apathy among citizens. ठीक है, it is not legalized. ठीक है, in way forward, yes, institutional legal institutional में आप ये भी दे सकते हो, no legal backing. ठीक है, इसमें कि केसेस इन जुडिशरी के पर्सपेक्टिव से भी दे सकते हो कि देयर आर डिले इन द एनफोर्समेंट ड्यू टू पेंडेंसी इन जुडिशरी. ठीक है, एंड देन यू गिव द वे फॉरवर्ड कंक्लूजन. ठीक है, इज इट क्लियर? ये समझ आया कि whenever they ask the role means powers and functions. ठीक है, नो लीगल बैकिंग मतलब एमसीसी इज नॉट लीगल. मॉडल कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट डजंट हैव एनी लीगल बैकिंग. दिस इज द इथिकल डॉक्यूमेंट based upon the consensus among the parties. So even if you violate the model code of conduct, there is no model code of conduct is basically the DPSP of elections. ठीक है, we have to make them the fundamental rights. As simple as that. They are not enforceable. एमसीसी प्रोविजंस, ये रोल में आप जो बता रहे हो, दोज आर एमसीसी प्रोविजंस ओनली, नो? एमसीसी के प्रोविजंस यही तो है. रोल्स में आप जो बता रहे हो, दोज आर द एमसीसी प्रोविजंस. ठीक है, इज इट क्लियर? सो राइट. So you want to try or shall I dictate? Yes. How many of you are confident that you can write this particular answer? I'll give you the way forward also. Way forward is giving the legal backing. ठीक है, देन जो आपके इश्यूज है कि सोशल मीडिया में डिफिकल्टी होती है, तो वर्किंग विथ और इंश्योरिंग अकाउंटेबिलिटी ऑफ social media companies to ensure the this or to prevent the hate speech online. Then वही कि the special courts for the speedy disposal of cases related to MCC violations. And then from citizen perspective, awareness. We can conclusion वही electoral reforms is considered as mother of all reforms, and strengthening model code of conduct can ensure trinity of ethics, accountability, and fairness of electoral process. ठीक है, मॉडल कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट और एंड पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज अंडर आरटीए का कहाँ कनेक्शन आ गया? देयर इज नो कनेक्शन. ठीक है, एंड देन विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू द इंट्रो डेफिनेशन, so जैसे हम डेफिनेशन देते हैं, उसका नेचर प्लस ऑब्जेक्टिव. So what is the nature of model code of conduct? It is non-enforceable, right? That means it is an model code of conduct are the guidelines, okay, not enforceable law issued by ECI to political parties, ठीक है, to ensure free and fair elections. Or the crux of it is to ensure the level playing though they are not more legally enforceable, they are indispensable for free fair elections. ऐसे, या फिर simple definition is also same. ठीक है, बस. So do you want to try or shall I dictate? Try. Okay. Yes, you should write because again this is analytical. It is 6:45. You have time till 6:57. after this also we have just 3 questions. So आज हमारा 7:30 तक या 8 बजे तक हो जाएगा. So you have time till 6:58. Try. ठीक है. Okay. So see, जैसे मैंने कहा था कि the core theme of the question. That is why it is very important to understand the core theme of the question and accordingly you have to give the introduction. Election Commission of India अगर पहले दिखा तो directly article 324 पे देना ऐसे नहीं है. ठीक है. Question का core theme is Model Code of Conduct. So Model Code of Conduct is the guideline set by Election Commission of India for political parties during campaigns to ensure decorum or to ensure the free and fair elections. Yes, you can write use of AI for monitoring media in way forward. Yes. ठीक है. Though not legally enforceable, it has become indispensable moral instrument. Moral instrument जैसे मैंने कहा, and इसीलिए मैंने कहा था कि model code of conduct are the DPSP of elections, right? So they are indispensable moral instruments for ensuring free, fair, and level playing elections in India. If you have missed anything, you can add from here. Then evolution of moral code of conduct. Okay, in 1960. No, theme is also model code of conduct. Okay. So evolution 1960, first voluntary code during Kerala elections. 1962, first nationwide use in Lok Sabha elections. 1991, under TN session formalized and with 7 comprehensive parts. Just remember this. Okay, if you can use this particular point because this is your X factor, ये आपको कहीं नहीं मिलेगा. Okay, this you can use as your X factor point in any of the question on electoral reforms also. Okay, this because next year you can get a question on the independence of Election Commission of India. हमने expect किया है वो question. So there you can use this point. The role of election commissioners or independence of election commissioners as an example you can use this. Then 2013 SC recognized in Subramaniam Balaji and versus Tamil Nadu government case. Basically Supreme Court asked the Election Commission of India to prevent the freebies. Okay, that and present in 2019 expanded to cover social media, fake news and online campaigning. Okay, so this is its overall evolution. Then role. So role first role जब see role मतलब powers and functions. So either जैसे powers and functions we can either classify using the functional approach. So ECI के powers and functions क्या होते हैं? Administrative, then regulatory, then quasi-judicial, right? These are the powers of Election Commission of India. You can classify under that, but वो थोड़ा सा difficult हो जाता. So because of that, I talked about the stakeholders. Okay, so you have Election Commission of India. So Election Commission of India acts as a constitutional authority under Article 324. आपका 324 यहाँ आएगा. ठीक है? Exercises residual powers to enforce Model Code of Conduct. So Model Code of Conduct doesn't have any legal backing, but it has been enforced by Supreme Court under its residual powers under Article 324. ठीक है? Then ensure free and fair elections to maintain level playing field among all political parties. Then अब उसके provisions restricts ruling party from announcing new schemes, transferring officials or using public resources for campaigns. So जब भी model code of conduct होता है नया scheme they can't announce. Then monitors campaign conduct. This is of the candidates ठीक है, this is government. So it prohibits hate speech, communal appeals, caste-based propaganda, personal attacks in campaigns. यहाँ पे एग्जाम्पल दे दो. ठीक है, योगी आदित्यनाथ बैन फ्रॉम कैंपेनिंग फॉर 2 days, बट वो पर्सन का नेम जनरली हम अवॉइड करते हैं, इसलिए मैंने नहीं दिया है वो. ठीक है, दैट. देन एक्ट अगेंस्ट एमसीसी वायलेशंस, इश्यू वार्निंग्स, सेंश्योर. ठीक है, एंड de-recognition or suspension of political leadership, suspension of political leaders and parties for violations. Yeah. Then uses media certification and monitoring committee, MCMC, to monitor paid news and political advertisements. This is with respect to social media. Okay, remember this. Then controls government communication, prohibits use of official media or public funds for election related publicity. Then you have citizens. Key example, CVGIL app to report MCC violations in real time. Then this is administrators. Observers and flying squads to detect and address MCC violations promptly. ठीक है, एग्जाम्पल यहाँ पे दे सकते हो. This catching of the illegal money capture. ठीक है, coordinates with law enforcement, works with DM, police, election observers to ensure compliance. ये इतने भी sufficient है आप करना. Based upon the stakeholders, it can generate the points. And these are the basically the provisions of the election model code of conduct rules. Then challenges, again using PIEs. So legal, institutional, lack of statutory backing, enforcement depends upon moral authority, not legal sanction, delay in judicial remedies. ये जैसे मैंने कहा कि judiciary is also the stakeholder on MCC violations, reduce deterrence effect. ठीक है, then administrative, monitoring compliance across 10+ lakh polling booths or stations is logistically difficult. ठीक है, then limited manpower or human resource. Then political allegations of bias against Election Commission of India. Then non-cooperation by political parties by ignoring advisories and delay compliance. Then freebies and populism. Technological challenge, difficulty tracking fake news, hate campaigns on social media. Yeah. And then you give the way forward, statutory backing, regulate freebie and populism, digital MCC framework. Digital MCC मतलब to regulate social media campaigning. And time limits on inquiry and punishment. So timely inquiry and punishments. वही है जो previous answers में भी हमने use किए थे keywords. Basically we are using the similar keywords, just rephrasing them. ठीक है. Then conclusion, electoral reforms is considered as mother of all reforms. Giving statutory backing to MCC can ensure trinity of ethics, accountability, and fairness of electoral process. Is it clear? I will show it again. If you have missed any point, you can note it down. Second. Again, it's given in X factor also. ठीक है, notes में भी आपको ये मिलेगा ही. Model code of conduct I have covered. and this is third. Okay, clear है? Next करे. Yes, any doubts in this question? Perfect. ठीक है, अब टॉपर का एक आंसर देखते हैं विद रिस्पेक्ट टू मॉडल कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट. आई थिंक इट वाज इशिता किशोर. स्टैट्यूटरी बैकिंग टू मॉडल कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट. ठीक है, यहाँ पे शी हैज गॉन विद द कोड बेस्ड इंट्रोडक्शन sine qua non and model code of conduct are plays pivotal role in this regard. Case for statutory backing ये अलग है. ठीक है, free and fair conduct, punishment and penalties. देन रेवडी कल्चर, जो फ्रीबी कल्चर को हमने, फ्रीबी कल्चर का पॉइंट हमने जो लिखा था. देन प्रिवेंटिंग अनाउंसमेंट ऑफ पॉलिसीज, कर्बिंग इलेक्टोरल माल प्रैक्टिसेस, राइट. देन काउंटर infodemic, that is hate speech and all. Then limitations, वही judicial pendency, difficult to track social media, fake news. ये क्या है? ठीक है, this is counter argument. Way forward. Yes. So from this also you can get few points on the model code of conduct. ठीक है. Next is not this, but we'll do this one. In the light of recent controversy regarding the use of EVM, what are the challenges before the Election Commission of India to ensure the trustworthiness of elections in India? Okay, again, it is a 10 marker question. So it will be the structure. Again, this is analytical and बहुत commonsensical है. Yes, who wants to give me the structure? Yes, VVPAT is 1 point. Yes, और काफी सिंपल क्वेश्चन है. See, election वाला टॉपिक के क्वेश्चंस if you analyze, the questions are very straightforward, but वहां पे आपको कंटेंट डेफिसिट थोड़ा आता है because answers are generally one liner, जो factuals वाले होते हैं वो. ठीक है. Yes, अंकुश, unmute, turn on your camera and tell.
Sir, I think the introduction can be situation based. Just for example, many allegations on EVM and VVPAT verification.
ठीक है. Contextual introduction.
Contextual introduction would be there. Then going with the question, like what are the recent challenges? We can segregate it according. What are the challenges with in front of election commission?
Okay.
And simply the way forward could be there.
Yes.
And conclusion.
As simple as that. ठीक है. This. Now, what framework will you use in challenges part?
The challenges should be related to EVM particularly, or it should be like
EVM.
it is like EVM.
Challenges faced by Election Commission of India with respect to EVMs. Again, commonsensical points है. सभी
The
देख लो.
verification, like framework, I don't know, but yeah, points are there like VVPAT verification, geographic
How
issues
will
are
you
there.
classify it?
Why?
What is the framework for the issues?
Sir, PIEs is there.
PIEs, so political, institutional. इसमें आप then EVM आपका technological है, so you talk about the technological. ठीक है. Economic नहीं आएगा. Rather than economic, technological, social. ठीक है. Political perspective से what are the challenge? Allegations of bias. What else? वही कि
बूथ कैप
सॉरी बूथ कैप्चरिंग कुछ भी बूथ कैप्चरिंग कैसे आएगा? ठीक है एक ही लिखो. ठीक है. Allegations of bias by opposition. What are the this institutional challenge? Yes. इलेक्शन कमीशन के सामने क्या चैलेंज है? One is logistical challenge to ensure the transparency. Right? Key secrecy and transparency with respect to the logistics of EVM. Right? Second, EVM बनाता कौन है? Who prepares the EVM?
third parties, engineers, third parties.
Not third party. It is basically prepared by BEL, BEL. ठीक है. Bharat Electronics Limited. And one more ECIL is also there. Both are PSUs. And who controls the PSUs?
Government.
Yes, so that is the fear of government misuse or manipulation. ठीक है. और allegations of fear of government misuse. Technological challenge क्या है? This allegation of EVM hacking, eroding the trust. ठीक है. Then within technological also you have VVPAT. So challenge of ensuring the VVPAT verification. So presently only randomly कोई भी 5 VVPAT and EVM per constituency, per Lok Sabha Assembly constituency just 5 VVPAT आपके मैच किए जाते हैं. So critics are arguing that 5 VVPAT matched against EVM. So critics argue it is inadequate. Social, the public perception, and institutional credibility at stake. वो भी तो challenge ही है ना? At stake. Right? This यही आपके challenges आएंगे. Then you give the way forward. So way forward क्या है? 100% verification. Then you have this, what else? 100% VVPAT verification. Then giving opportunities to parties, political parties, and the technical experts to check EVMs. Then ensuring procedural safeguards. Right. Example, CCTVs in storage room. वही आएंगे. Conclusion also similar. But या फिर आप ये भी कह सकते हो थर्ड पार्टी ऑडिटिंग. जो हम बाकी भी गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स में देते हैं. Yes, periodic independent security audit, that is the third party audit. ठीक है. Then public perception का आपका issue है. Public awareness with respect to the safety. No, this can be your structure of the answer. Now, tell me what else you can add. Not the points, but यहाँ पे और एक heading आपकी कौन सी आ सकती है? Yes. Think that is going to be your X factor, not significance. Yes, Tanmay.
So can it be like an analysis of before EVM and after EVM? What are the changes that have taken place?
नहीं, not needed. Implications भी नहीं. Fact तो ठीक है, fact तो we will add. Trustworthiness नहीं. Manoj.
I think that how it ensures election commission ensures the free and fair election.
Sorry, how election commission
Ensures free and fair elections, even though challenges have.
No. Question is about EVM. Somebody, किसी ने कहा है, सही कहा है. Not best practice. Yes. Counter argument. EVM as full proof. Even after the challenges and allegations, right? ECI has given the clarifications, no? What are the ECI clarifications? First, EVMs are foolproof. That is, they cannot be connected with any electronic device. Second, ECI has also given challenge to parties to prove hacking. Right. Third, it has rejected 100% VVPAT verification on the grounds of practicality. Because 100% VVPAT basically क्या होता है, उसमें आपके जो वोट डाले होते हैं आपके वो कागज होते हैं. बेसिकली अगर उसको 100% वेरिफिकेशन करना होगा तो इट इज लाइक अ पोस्टल बैलेट ओनली. इट विल टेक 2 to 3 days जस्ट टू डिक्लेयर द इलेक्शन रिजल्ट्स. तो वो प्रैक्टिकल नहीं है ऑन द ग्राउंड्स ऑफ इम्प्रैक्टिकलिटी. ये इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया का स्टांस है ना. राइट. सो यू briefly highlight the ECI clarification. So after the challenges you give ECI clarification या फिर ECI stance. Then you briefly give the way forward. Second point is the ECI has given the challenges to political parties to prove the this hacking allegations. Right? ये clear है? Okay, so I will dictate, you just write. Yes. यहाँ पे I have held Abhiram Singh वाला introduction. या फिर you can also use the other introduction also. कि free and fair elections is the sine qua non of the democracy. That is also you can use, or this Animesh वाला जो introduction है in Abhiram Singh versus Union of India. Right. In Abhiram Singh versus Union of India. Box it. Supreme Court has held that elections are the biggest secular and democratic event. EVMs were introduced to improve transparency and efficiency of electoral process. So in the second part, we are linking it with the theme of the question, that is EVMs. So objective is transparency and efficiency. ठीक है, देन एड अ फैक्ट फाइल डेटा। इनमें से भी अगर यू कैन यूज दिस ऑल्सो एज द इंट्रोडक्शन, डेटा बेस्ड इंट्रोडक्शन या फिर हिस्ट्री बेस्ड इंट्रोडक्शन ऑल्सो यू कैन गिव, ठीक है, दैट इज ऑल्सो फाइन। EVMs were introduced in 1982 in Kerala by polls, and first all India use was in 2004 general elections. That can also be your introduction, or you can put it as a fact also. The first time used in 1982, then in 1989 Parliament amended RPA to give legal sanction. Okay. And 2004 first time use in Lok Sabha elections. Then challenges. Challenges first, again technical challenge. Allegations of EVM tampering and demand for the postal ballot system. Allegation of EVM tampering and demand for postal ballot system. Then EVMs are produced by PSUs. EVMs are produced by PSUs, Bell and ECIL. Arrow करके concerns about source code security and potential government misuse. Yes, please turn on your cameras. I want to see you guys writing. I am not going to share these answers in the group. मैं पहले ही बता रहा हूँ, ठीक है। Third, large scale deployment, which is the logistical challenge. Large scale deployment increases risk of technical failure, power supply issues, and storage vulnerability. Second, institutional and procedural challenges. Accusation of bias against Election Commission of India, against ECI decisions. Second, demand for 100% VVPAT verification. Then arrow करके लिखो, rejected by ECI, citing impracticality. ठीक है। Then next, legal challenges. And legal में again absence of separate law. ठीक है, एरो करके currently governed under conduct of election rules. ब्रैकेट में लिखो आरपीए 1951. Then repeated petitions in courts challenging the EVMs and counting procedure. ठीक है. Then third, public perception. Next, public perception. उसमें decline in public trust due to misinformation and political blame culture. Okay. Example, due to misinformation and political blame culture. ठीक है. And example लिखो कि after 24 elections there was a trend on social media, black box trend after 2024 elections. ठीक है. One more is कि साइड में ही ब्रैकेट करके आप लिख सकते हैं if you have the space, otherwise you can create it as a separate points कि major democracies like US, UK still rely on postal ballots or still follow postal ballots system. एरो करके देखो क्वेश्चन मार्क ऑन credibility of EVMs. ठीक है. एंड इफ यू हैव दिस स्पेस, ज्यादा स्पेस है तो इन दोनों को आप सेपरेट कर सकते हो, ECI स्टैंड and way forward. If you don't, you can make a table. So election commission of or ECI stand. If you have the space, you make a flow chart. ECI stand. EVMs are standalone machines. ठीक है. Second, mock drilling and a randomization prevent manipulation. Mock drilling and randomization ठीक है. Then open challenge to parties to prove manipulation. ठीक है. 3 are sufficient. ठीक है. Fourth, sorry, these 3 are the ECI stand, and then you give the way forward. Independent third party audits. dedicated EVM Act then voter education campaigns. Okay. And in conclusion, enhancing transparency in use of EVMs are essential for achieving trinity of ethics, accountability, sorry, not ethics, accountability, दूसरा लिखो, transparency, efficiency, and fairness of electoral system और इलेक्टोरल प्रोसेस. ठीक है, ईवीएम का मेजर ऑब्जेक्टिव इज ट्रांसपेरेंसी एंड इफिशियंसी. उसकी वजह से यू कैन राइट दीज थ्री: ट्रांसपेरेंसी, इफिशियंसी एंड फेयरनेस ऑफ इलेक्टोरल प्रोसेस. ठीक है. ओके, नेक्स्ट इज दिस वन. While national parties in India favor centralization, regional parties are in favor of state autonomy. Comment. ठीक है, अब ये आपका फेडरलिज्म में भी क्वेश्चन हो सकता है, बट पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज वी कवर इन इलेक्शंस, उन्होंने इलेक्शंस में डाला है. दिस कैन बी अ क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम फेडरलिज्म ऑल्सो. ठीक है, सो यू कैन हैव द कंटेंट फ्रॉम फेडरलिज्म ऑल्सो. तो वो कंटेंट भी याद करो, उसके इंट्रोडक्शंस एंड कंक्लूजन्स आर आल्सो रिलेवेंट हियर. Again, this is completely analytical question. Who can give me the structure and framework for this? Again, very simple question. Yes. What? Who wants to give me the structure? काफी सिंपल है, ये भी स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड है. Just give me the structure and framework. Yes. Yes, Kalyani. सोचो ना, you have PICE framework. Apply the PICE framework. Think.
Yes, sir. We can begin with federal balance introduction. Federalism.
कैसे?
That Indian Constitution embraces federal balance between state and center and state.
ठीक है. Next.
Then the next heading, I think, sir, it will be national parties and and their centralization tendencies.
ठीक है.
Like we will write the reasons and few examples can be given.
Yes.
And the second heading will be regional parties and why they and state autonomy.
Yes. Next.
And then I think, sir, conclusion about.
It is a 15 marker question.
Yes.
You have just 2 headings.
Okay. Right. We can.
Hmm?
It's comment. So
हाँ तो कमेंट है तो व्हाट इज द रूल दैट यू अप्लाई रूल वगैरह तो आएगा नहीं इसमें यस मनोज
Sir, I will go with the code-based introduction. I will
ठीक है देयर
start.
इज पेन यहाँ तक उनका सही है इसके
Argument
बाद
against.
व्हाट इज गोइंग टू बी योर
Argument
थर्ड
against. Sir, argument against.
आर देयर एनी आर्गुमेंट्स अगेंस्ट isn't it a fact that national parties favor centralization and regional parties favor decentralization
Yes, sir. But
and they
even though,
hmm?
but even though they create a challenge for federalism,
हाँ तो यू ब्रीफली हाईलाइट ना कि impact on federalism हाईलाइट द इम्पैक्ट क्या आपका इम्पैक्ट होता है कि जैसे कन्फ्रंटेशनल फेडरलिज्म ठीक है देन फाइनेंशियल वही हमारा फेडरलिज्म का जो फ्रेमवर्क है लेजिस्लेटिव एग्जीक्यूटिव
executive
फाइनेंशियल सो फाइनेंशियल सेंट्रलाइजेशन एग्जीक्यूटिव पर्सपेक्टिव से या फिर लेजिस्लेटिव पर्सपेक्टिव से मिसयूज ऑफ
article.
आर्टिकल 356 देन सेंट्रलाइजिंग टेंडेंसीज
Rebelling over state laws.
एग्जाम्पल आपका कोविड का जो क्वेश्चन था हमारा सेंट्रलाइजिंग टेंडेंसीज इन कंटेक्स्ट ऑफ डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट एक्ट राइट सो
Internal,
यूज
sir.
ऑफ डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट एक्ट ड्यूरिंग कोविड राइट वही आ गया इम्पैक्ट एंड देन इम्पैक्ट आपका मोस्टली निगेटिव हो रहा है तो वे फॉरवर्ड ब्रीफली दे दो 2 से 3 कंक्लूड राइट दिस इज गोइंग टू बी योर स्ट्रक्चर दिस पार्ट will be missed by 90%. 99% बच्चे लिखेंगे ही नहीं ठीक है the impact now tell me the points how you are going to generate the points with respect to the national parties and regional parties what will be the framework that we'll be using yes price right so political reasons क्या है उसके पीछे
To,
yes hmm
sir, I don't know.
okay
I can't
no
able to generate.
ठीक है उदय
Sir, actually, I have a slight difference in the framework. Like, instead of federalism, I would like to start with this recent committee by President Ramnath Kovind.
hmm
There, and then in the second
no
one,
no
I will
Ramnath Kovind committee
yes, the one which is about a combined election. I will start with I want.
where is the one nation one election in the question what is the election or the
But
one hmm.
but like this because this topic is about elections, right? So that's the
No,
reason.
this is the topic about political parties what is the theme of the question elections है या political parties है
Parties.
जैसे मैंने पहले भी कहा कि दिस क्वेश्चन आई कैन पुट इनटू फेडरलिज्म आल्सो ना फेडरलिज्म में भी आ सकता है बट मैंने पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज इलेक्शंस वाले टॉपिक में कवर किया है आपके लक्ष्मीकांत में भी ऐसा है दैट्स व्हाई आई पुट इट हियर राइट तो थीम आपकी पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज से है ना इंट्रोडक्शन भी आपका वैसे ही होगा वन नेशन वन इलेक्शन बहुत ओवर स्ट्रेच्ड हो जाएगा उतना नहीं करना है इंट्रो हैज टू बी द रिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ द थीम ऑफ द क्वेश्चन
Yes.
ठीक है बस देन बाकी तो सेम है ना आपका स्ट्रक्चर कहाँ गया ठीक है. Okay, so tell me within reason, political, institutional, economic, social. What are the political reasons because of which national parties prefer centralization, not greater political base? Yes, Vasundhara.
Sir, for the unison of policies, government policies, for the uniform implementation.
Yes, uniformity. इसका मैंने एग्जाम्पल भी दिया था. The recurring theme of the one nation. No, one nation, one election, one nation, one ration card. एक भारत श्रेष्ठ भारत. ठीक है. So oneness. So that is basically uniformity. Second, yes, to prevent secessionist tendencies for security reasons. Example, you can give AFSPA, AFSPA. What else? Hmm. You can talk about the party system itself, the high command culture. Right, your high command resides in Delhi. So because of the high command culture, they prefer not strengthening the regional leaders. What are the institutional? So institutional में आपके legal, constitutional भी आएंगे. ठीक है. So what are those reasons? Yes. Why did you unmute? Yes. Union features provided in constitution. So basically it is by design itself. Constitution is quasi-federal. Right. So you have Article 249, Article 356, etc. Second, Office of Governor act as a agent of center in states. Right. So they aim to control through the this. Right. What are the economic reasons?
For the introduction of GST.
That is the example, but reason, what is the reason? Yes, civil services also you can talk. All India services. बजट कंट्रोल का है, स्टेट का तो सेपरेट बजट होता है. Within economic reasons. What is the history of economic planning in India? It is the history of centralized planning, right, through planning commission. So because of that, they prefer. Then just second, control over resources. Good. Good. Control over resources and economic policies. Example, centrally sponsored schemes. Right. And third, within social. Yes. Yes. सोशल में तो बताओ. यूनियन लिस्ट मोर देन स्टेट लिस्ट, ये आपका यहाँ पे आएगा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल डिजाइन में. बेटर टारगेटिंग ऑफ पॉलिसीज, फिफ्थ सिक्स शेड्यूल नहीं, फिफ्थ सिक्स यूनिटी इन डाइवर्सिटी नहीं. Distrust towards regionalism, that can be a point. Yes. Within social, yes. Unity, not unity, but or this creating national identity rather than regional identity. आपके एग्जाम्पल कौन सा आएगा? एक भारत श्रेष्ठ भारत दे दो. ठीक है. देन विदिन सोशल इटसेल्फ, ठीक है, कि टू प्रिवेंट द रीजनलिज्म वगैरह, टू प्रिवेंट रीजनलिज्म ऑल्सो, ठीक है, एंड प्रमोशन ऑफ national language and symbols. Great. Example क्या है? 3 language formula. Great. What else? ठीक है, इतने सफिशियंट है. ये कितने हुए? 3, 6, 9, 11 सफिशियंट है. That is also the point that you can write. Very good point, historical point. Right. Then regional parties prefer decentralization. इसमें from political perspective, what will be the points? Administrative efficiency also, it will come in here. Civil services में. From political perspective, regional parties. How regional parties came into existence? So see, the regional parties basically have the origin in regional issues or regional identity and issues. नेशनल पार्टी का ओरिजिन जो होता है, उनका आइडियोलॉजी जो होता है, वो नेशनलिस्ट होता है, बीट कांग्रेस और बीजेपी. रीजनल पार्टी का वेरी ओरिजिन इज इन रीजनल इश्यूज, जैसे डीएमके इन द्रविडियन आइडेंटिटी. राइट. आपके आंध्र प्रदेश के जो भी पार्टीज है, दे हैव दी दिस तमिल तेलुगु आइडेंटिटी. महाराष्ट्र शिवसेना हैज द मराठी आइडेंटिटी. Right. So they have the origin itself in regional identity. Right. TMC, Bengal. Right. So their origin itself is rooted in a region. Then second, opposition to central interference. Example, resistance to governor or use of Article 356. Then institutional. Why do they demand greater decentralization? Yes. Dissatisfaction with policies of center, वो आ गया ना. From institutional perspective, you tell me, why do they prefer greater state autonomy? Principle of subsidiarity, ठीक है, you can put it. Control over resources will come into the economy. Institutional में emphasis on separation of power is between 3 organs. यहाँ पे नहीं. फेडरलिज्म में डिवीजन ऑफ पावर होता है. ठीक है. इंस्टीट्यूशनल में रिप्रेजेंटेशन इन bodies like finance commission. ठीक है. So representation in bodies like finance commission, because of that they favor greater state autonomy. Then what else? Yes, you can talk about push for cooperative federalism. So example, you have this आनंदपुर साहेब रिजोल्यूशन. आपके लक्ष्मीकांत का उसमें भी है. And third, अभी yes, central agencies interference of central agencies. इसमें एग्जाम्पल आप कौन सा दोगे? जो हमने क्वेश्चन भी किया है कि वेस्ट बंगाल रिवोकिंग द जनरल कंसेंट टू सीबीआई, राइट? यस. देन इकोनॉमिक में कंट्रोल ओवर रिसोर्सेस, कॉम्पिटिटिव फेडरलिज्म, राइट? देन सोशल में यस. What are in social? To protection of local culture and traditions. Example, Tamil Nadu opposition to national education policy. Right. And second, to prepare or autonomy to prepare autonomy for local need-based policies. Right. वैसे ठीक है. And then आपके ये implications आएंगे. इसमें बस एग्जाम्पल एक एक दे दो. कन्फ्रंटेशनल फेडरलिज्म कौन सा आएगा? यस. यस. एग्जाम्पल इन यूपी 1 डिस्ट्रिक्ट 1 प्रोडक्ट. 3 लैंग्वेज का तो हो गया ना. दूसरा यस, दी दिस गवर्नर वीटो controversy. Financial centralization, example, limits on borrowing under Article 293. Misuse of Article 356, example, कोई भी केस दे दो. अरुणाचल प्रदेश. And centralizing tendencies, COVID. And then हमारे इसके जो ये थे फेडरलिज्म के वे फॉरवर्ड, वही वे फॉरवर्ड. सरकार या कमीशन, पंची कमीशन की कंसल्टेशन ऑफ सीएम इन अपॉइंटमेंट ऑफ गवर्नर, राइट? सेकंड की ग्रेटर डिवॉल्यूशन, तो फंड सॉरी लेजिस्लेटिव, एग्जीक्यूटिव एंड फाइनेंशियल टर्म्स में हम देंगे वे फॉरवर्ड. एग्जीक्यूटिव डोमेन में लेजिस्लेटिव, फाइनेंशियल, या फिर पाइज अप्रोच यूज करके भी. तो कौन से पॉइंट्स आएंगे? फर्स्ट, स्ट्रेंथनिंग इंटर-स्टेट काउंसिल. सेकंड, फंड्स that is from executive. Devolution, so increasing devolution under 16th finance commission, right? Financial. What else? So सरकारिया एंड पंची कमीशन जिन्होंने सजेस्ट किया था, कंसल्टेशन विथ सीएम in appointing governor. वही. And then you give the way forward. जो हमारा फेडरलिज्म का वे फॉरवर्ड है वही वे फॉरवर्ड. ठीक है? Is it clear? So do you want to try? Then I will show my answer. Do you want to, because simple है, काफी simple है, completely analytical है. So do you want to try or shall I dictate? Yes, because this is the last question. Perfect, good. So you just try it, then I will show my answer. ठीक है, majority are asking for dictation. ठीक है, I will dictate. चलो. Right. So what is the theme of the question? That is the political parties. No, so that's why we will start with the definition of political parties. So according to Edmund Burke, again this definition I have given in X Factor also. According to Edmund Burke, political parties are a group of people sharing common ideology and coming together for pursuit of common interest. This definition I have given in X Factor also. Okay, so this is the definition of political parties. Now connecting statement linking to the theme, that is centralization and autonomy. So in India's quasi-federal system, right, we have the quasi-federal system. In bracket, you can write KCVR also. So political orientation, that is national party का orientation centralization है, regional party का orientation autonomy. So in India's quasi-federal system, political orientation of parties influence the federal balance. This is where we have linked it to the core theme of the question. Okay, these. Then national political parties tilting towards centralization. Again, using the PIE's approach. So see, I am giving this classification for your better understanding. Okay, so that you learn the frameworks. हर जगह पे ये क्लासिफिकेशन करने की नीड नहीं है. ठीक है. So political reasons, ideological focus on unity and integrity, emphasis on example, emphasis on one nation narrative. Second, national security concerns. So strong center seen as vital for sovereignty. Example, Armed Forces Special Power Act. आप स्पा भी लिखा तो भी चलेगा. थर्ड, पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज का हाई कमांड पार्टी कल्चर. कि सेंट्रल लीडर्स dominate over regional leaders. Okay. Then uniform electoral strategy and uniform electoral strategy and centralized messaging. Example, BJP's nationalism narrative in 2019 elections. Right? Then legal institutional reasons. Constitutional centralization, first point within it. Legal institutional में constitutional centralization, constitutional centralism या फिर centralization. Right. उसी के नीचे just make it a flow chart. ऐसे करो. Constitutional centralism. Rather than writing 1 point, we'll simply make 4 to 5. Emergency provisions. Office of Governor. Seventh schedule. Then Article 249. ऐसे करो मतलब that there will be 4 separate sub dimensions. ये थोड़ा और enriching लगता है. ठीक है. Next, economic reasons में fiscal centralization, center controls major taxes and revenue flows. What are the biggest revenue sources that center control? Example, income tax and corporate tax. Right? Second, the legacy of centralized planning. Legacy of centralized planning under erstwhile planning commission. इधर मत देखो, the wording is different. So the legacy of centralized planning under planning commission. Example, 5-year plans. ठीक है. Then uniform economic policies to ensure or to attract investment and improve ease of doing business. So ease of EODB लिखा तो भी चलेगा. O small. ठीक है. So uniform economic policies to attract investment and improve ease of doing business. Example, GST. Then social, cultural reasons. Nation building agenda. Example, एक भारत श्रेष्ठ भारत. Then achieving or this integration of diversity. ये थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट पॉइंट है, बट इसको सिंपल लिख सकते हो तो इंश्योरिंग यूनिफॉर्मिटी इन गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स और पॉलिसीज. एग्जाम्पल, वन नेशन वन रेशन कार्ड. And third, promotion of national identity. Okay. Then you give the next heading, regional parties favoring state autonomy. So, rooted in first point, political reasons में, don't give this classification, simply write the points. Rooted in regional identity movements. Example, DMK. In bracket, you can write Tamil identity. You can also write TMC in bracket, this Bangalore और बंगाल प्राइड ऐसे करके. ठीक है, या फिर शिवसेना मराठी आइडेंटिटी. सेकंड, अपोजिशन टू सेंट्रल इंटरफेरेंस. To resist misuse of Article 365 and governor's power. थर्ड, इंस्टीट्यूशनल रीजंस में आपका आएगा रिप्रेजेंटेशन इन सेंट्रल बॉडीज लाइक फाइनेंस कमीशन, नीति आयोग, to promote state interests. ठीक है. Second, sorry, next, I think it's fourth, push for cooperative federalism. Example, Anandpur Sahib resolution on center state relations. Then Anandpur Sahib resolution on center-state relations. Then economic reasons me first control over the resources and region specific developmental priorities. Region specific developmental priorities. Then second, opposition to one size fits for all approach. Under centrally sponsored schemes. CSS लिखो बस. Opposition to one size fits for all approach under CSS. ठीक है, एरो करके डिमांड फॉर ग्रेटर फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी. Third, competitive federalism and fiscal autonomy. Competitive federalism and fiscal autonomy. Example, demand for greater tax devolution. Demand for greater tax devolution under Finance Commission. ठीक है, देन सोशल रीजंस में आएंगे आपके प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ रीजनल आइडेंटिटी एंड कल्चर. Protection of regional identity and culture. Example, DMKs, या फिर उसमें 2-3 पॉइंट्स लिखो ऐसे एरो करके. यू कैन राइट DMKs opposition to national education policy. ठीक है, then identity politics of Shiv Sena. ठीक है, that. And last, कि address local inequalities. Focus on social justice and caste realities. ठीक है, then make a brief table. This Table में you will make implications and way forward. Implications, way forward. What will be the implication? First, confrontational federalism. Example, revocation of general consent to CBI. Second, what was the second implication? Financial centralization. Example, rising share of cess and surcharge. Okay. Third, misuse of or institutional political appointments in governor's office. ठीक है. Last, encroachment on state powers. Example, farm bill or farm acts. Right? And in way forward, what you can write? Confrontational federalism. उसके लिए reviving interstate council as dispute resolution platform. ठीक है. For financial, increasing share of states to 50% under 16th Finance Commission. या फिर you can also take adding cess and surcharge in divisible pool under Finance Commission. That also you can add. Third, consultation with CM while or in appointment of governors, Sakaria Commission. ठीक है. These three are sufficient. And then conclusion आपका same conclusion which we used to give in the federalism questions. GST rationalization also you can mention. यहाँ पे अगर आपको चाहिए greater flexibility to states and design and implementation of centrally sponsored schemes. Right? What was the conclusion that we gave in federalism questions? कौन बताएगा मुझे? What was the conclusion that we gave in federalism question? Yes, please raise the hand. Yes, Kalyani. Yes, dialogue between. Yes, Mona Lisa.
Sir, it is a dialogue between self-rule and shared rule.
Yes, and then add one way forward या फिर उतना भी sufficient है. ठीक है. So अब इसमें से मेरे को बताओ कौन सा पॉइंट एकदम नया है कि हमने या फिर जो एग्जाम्पल या फैक्ट जो हमने ऑलरेडी ये फेडरलिज्म वाले क्वेश्चन में नहीं किया है. राइट. सो माय पॉइंट इज जो हम आंसर्स लिख रहे हैं यू नीड टू हैव दैट कंटेंट ऑन योर फिंगर टिप्स. उतना ही आपको लगेगा, उसके बियॉन्ड कुछ नहीं लगने वाला है. ठीक है. मैक्सिमम टू मैक्सिमम एक्स फैक्टर से कुछ नया कंटेंट. यस, इफ यू सी इन द मॉडल आंसर आल्सो फेडरलिज्म इज नॉट अ मोनोलिथ. It is a dialogue between self-rule and shared rule. It must rest upon the principle of autonomy, adequacy, and elasticity. Very same conclusion. Okay. So this is the last part. ठीक है. Is it clear? Okay. And this is your conclusion. Same of federalism. तो वैसे ये क्वेश्चन फेडरलिज्म में होना चाहिए था, बट ठीक है, पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज इलेक्शंस में था तो मैं इसमें डाल दिया. बस. सो अगर आप देखोगे तो वी आर यूजिंग द लिमिटेड कंटेंट बेस, बट विद इन दैट लिमिटेड कंटेंट बेस वी हैव अ वेरी रिच vocabulary, very fine examples. You need to consolidate it properly. And second, from the brainstorming aspect of the classes, you need to participate in the brainstorming. अगर नहीं करोगे तो even if you have content, you will mess in structuring of the answer. ठीक है. सो जब मैं पूछता हूँ व्हाट शुड बी द ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग, जस्ट पार्टिसिपेट. जो भी आपको लगता है वो करो. आई एम नॉट कोई पेनल्टी या फिर फाइन्स नहीं लगने वाला है. बट ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग इज द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट. और कंटेंट वही रहने वाला है. इट इज जस्ट द रिफ्रेजिंग ऑफ द कंटेंट दैट यू नीड. यू सी द आंसर्स ऑफ एनी टॉपर्स, सिमिलर कंटेंट होता है, उसी को बस रिफ्रेज करके दे प्रेजेंट इट इन अ कॉमन सेंसिकल वे एंड रिलेवेंट वे. ठीक है. इज इट क्लियर? एनी डाउट्स? Yes. Yes, Uday.
Yeah, thank you so for the class. I have like three doubts. One is for that comment question. Over the wait a second. I think second one or fourth? Yeah, second one. Second one.
What second one?
The
Second
question number two. Question number two. Here it's like the question is there is a need for simplification for disqualification. So yeah, you said like the usual formula of 50-50 does not apply here. But can we write like any type of criticism if it comes in the paper? Like there could be some kind of criticism, like for example, if regarding the disqualification, recently there's a bill which is going to come, and many are criticizing that kind of a bill. So
that bill is not related to the elected members. That bill is related to the the persons holding the constitutional ऑफिस, जैसे प्राइम मिनिस्टर, चीफ मिनिस्टर या मिनिस्टर्स के लिए है वो. सेकेंड थिंग, दैट इज नॉट अंडर द रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ पीपल एक्ट.
yes, but if
तो
for
कैसे
this
लिखोगे?
one there is any criticism like that, in that case also we should not write.
No, but how will you write? That is not under the representation of people act, no.
Okay.
So what they have asked it is about the representation of people act. तो ऐसे तो फिर एंटी डिफेक्शन भी लिखोगे,
Yes.
राइट? तो वो तो रिलेवेंट नहीं है ना, यू हैव टू स्टिक विद द थीम ऑफ द क्वेश्चन. जब वो पढ़ेगा एंटी डिफेक्शन या फिर 130th कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट बिल, वो इवेलुएटर कहेगा कि इसको क्वेश्चन का डिमांड ही नहीं पता है. ही डजंट नो द डिफरेंस बिटवीन, और ही डजंट हैव द अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ द रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ पीपल एक्ट. So that will attract the penalty,
Yes, I got it.
right?
Sir, one more, in the previous question, you have mentioned the in the example the DMK stand on anti Hindi crisis. So like DMK, that is a political party. Can we take that name? Like generally we don't take
जब
political.
जो आपके फैक्ट्स होते हैं या फिर बहुत कॉमनली जो यूज होते हैं टॉपर्स के आंसर्स में भी, या फिर ऐसा यूपीएससी के कोई भी आंसर्स में देखो या नोट्स में देखो, उतने आप यूज कर सकते हो.
Okay.
ठीक है, and ऐसा नहीं है ना वो कोवर्ट है या फिर ऐसे कुछ है. पर्सनैलिटी का नाम थोड़ा सा कंट्रोवर्शियल हो सकता है, तो जैसे इसलिए आई अवॉइडेड योगी आदित्यनाथ वगैरह. इवन पीएम मोदी को भी बैन किया था उन्होंने in 2017 when ECI used to be independent उस
Hmm.
टाइम. But we avoided that. Political parties का you can mention. We mentioned Shiv Marathi issue, DMK you can mention. Yes.
Okay. Sir, also like because this is a continuous class and all, like how to manage without getting burnout. So but the problem is like if the time for everything is not been sufficient, like so, some things are missing. Like in the process of trying to finish, the I fear is that there could be burnout, and that will really give a for me, yeah, for months there will be a break. That will be a problem. So how to avoid that burnout? Like what do you have any suggestions for that?
It's the only way. I'm again, to be honest, this process that we are following is very rigorous.
Hmm.
ठीक है, 600 आंसर 4 महीने में लिखना मजाक नहीं होता है. ठीक है. सेकेंडली, द लेवल ऑफ आंसर दैट वी आर राइटिंग, जो टॉपर्स के आंसर्स है और हम जो लिख रहे हैं उसको कंपेयर करो, द कंटेंट एंड रिचनेस यू विल फाइंड कि हम में ज्यादा है. ठीक है. सो प्रोसेस इज वेरी रिगरस. सो अनटिल एंड अनलेस यू स्टार्ट एंजॉइंग दिस प्रोसेस, ठीक है, बर्नआउट रोकने का कोई अदर ऑप्शन नहीं है. ठीक है.
So we just need to be more involved. That's the only thing.
यस, यू जस्ट नीड टू बी. और ऐसा नहीं है ना कि हर आंसर में मैं डिफरेंट कंटेंट दे रहा हूँ.
No, like not for this. I mean, for
ठीक
example,
है.
we need to
Just
do the assignment. We need to manage the optional, or
so
we need to
ऑप्शनल
do
के लिए तो
everything.
मैंने लास्ट लेक्चर में ही आपको कहा है. तो व्हाट यू डू
Yeah,
इज,
yeah, I heard that, but I'm saying like in the process of trying to finish everything, that could be like so how in that avoiding that I'm telling.
वो तो देखो कि दैट्स व्हाई वी हैव केप्ट द लेक्चर ऑन अल्टरनेट डे. अभी यू हैव द कंप्लीट अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑन द इलेक्शंस, और अगर इलेक्शंस के आप नोट्स देखोगे दिस, मेजोरिटी वी हैव ऑलरेडी कवर्ड. जहाँ पे कंसेप्चुअली जो क्वेश्चंस बहुत डिफिकल्ट होते हैं, दैट आई एक्सप्लेन. इसीलिए मैंने डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन को इतना एक्सप्लेन किया है. तो अगर देखोगे तो वी हैव ऑलरेडी कवर्ड दिस पार्ट. डेटा भी हमने ऑलरेडी यूज किया है, डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन हमने कवर किया है. तो आउट ऑफ इतना 41 पेजेस में से इलेक्शन पिटीशन पावर्स ऑफ ईसीआई ये भी है. तो अराउंड 20 मॉडल कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट भी हमने कवर किया है. क्रिमिनलाइजेशन आपको पढ़ना पड़ेगा, इंट्रा पार्टी पढ़ना पड़ेगा, कोalition. ठीक है. सो ऑलमोस्ट हाफ ऑफ इट पार्टी सिस्टम वी हैव ऑलरेडी कवर्ड. ठीक है. सो ऑलमोस्ट हाफ ऑफ इट हैज ऑलरेडी बीन कवर्ड इन द आंसर्स. तो आपको रात में बैठ के सिर्फ बचे हुए ही टॉपिक्स पढ़ने. एंड नाउ यू हैव द आइडिया विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द टर्म्स, टर्मिनोलॉजीज, फ्रेमवर्क्स. उसी के बेसिस पे आज ही ये तो डॉक्यूमेंट को पढ़ के खत्म करो, या फिर कल आफ्टरनून तक. उसके बाद फ्रॉम सपोज आपके कल 12 बजे हो गया, तो टेक अ ब्रेक. कल के 1 बजे से लेके परसों के 1 बजे तक जितना भी टाइम आप पढ़ोगे, गिव इट टू दी योर ऑप्शनल.
Like what about the making of the notes revision that will take extra time.
आपके नोट्स ये जो मॉडल आंसर बन रहे हैं, दीज आर मोर देन सफिशिएंट एज योर नोट्स.
And like the revision will be done automatically in the process, like separately, no need to plan for.
इसी में एक्स फैक्टर में ही हाईलाइट करो जो भी नए टॉपिक्स में है उसमें.
Okay.
ठीक है. You have to find some way of doing it. Now see, you have to do, or you have to manage at 3 levels. GS की ही मैं बात कर रहा हूँ. One, just a second. Yes. So you have to manage at 3 levels. One is content building, जो आपको एक्स फैक्टर पढ़ना पड़ेगा. सेकेंड, नोट्स मेकिंग, एंड थर्ड, प्रैक्टिस. ठीक है. सो इन तीनों को अगर मैनेज नहीं हो रहा है, यू सेट द प्रायोरिटीज. सो योर प्रायोरिटी इज गोइंग टू बी दिस, दैट यू आर गोइंग टू अटेंड द लेक्चर, राइट ऑल द आंसर्स. सेकेंड प्रायोरिटी इज दिस, आफ्टर द लेक्चर यू आर गोइंग टू फिनिश दैट एक्स फैक्टर नोट्स. और उसमें अगर दिस गिव यू, दिस इज योर थर्ड प्रायोरिटी. सो एज पर योर टाइमलाइन अगर उस टॉपिक का नोट्स नहीं हुआ, दैट इज कंप्लीटली फाइन. एक्स फैक्टर में ही जो हाईलाइटेड पार्ट है वो रहने दो.
Okay.
ठीक है.
Thank you.
Yes. Dipan, we won't be taking the answers, or we won't be writing the answers of language papers. ठीक है. Yes. Sana, you can unmute and ask.
सर क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 जो है करप्ट प्रैक्टिस वाला, उसका जो सेकंड पार्ट है सर वो समझ में नहीं आया. मतलब आपने कैसे उसको एड्रेस किया?
क्या समझ नहीं आया इसमें?
Analyze whether the increase in this asset of legislator or their associate disproportionate to their known source of income would constitute undue influence and constitute
तो
corrupt.
इसमें देखो कि जैसे क्या कहा है कि इसमें पहले तो यू नीड टू गिव द प्रोविजंस. प्रोविजन क्या है कि वंस यू गेट इलेक्टेड, ठीक है. सो आप सपोज अभी आप लोकसभा में खड़े हो, यू गॉट इलेक्टेड एज एन एमपी. सो वंस यू टेक ओथ या फिर वंस यू गेट इलेक्टेड, सो फ्रॉम दैट इलेक्शन डे इन नेक्स्ट 90 days आपका जो भी एसेट है, आपके जो भी लाइबिलिटीज है, दैट यू हैव टू गिव इट टू द स्पीकर ऑफ द लोकसभा.
यस सर.
ठीक है. वो इफ यू फेल टू गिव दैट, ठीक है, टू द स्पीकर, देन यू गेट डिस्क्वालिफाइड अंडर द रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ पीपल एक्ट.
यस सर.
ठीक है. सेकंड, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने क्या कहा है कि एसेट एंड लाइबिलिटी सिर्फ आपके नहीं, आपके फैमिली के भी आएंगे. दैट इज योर स्पाउस, द डिपेंडेंट्स ऑन यू, मदर फादर हो सकते हैं, चिल्ड्रन हो सकते हैं. ठीक है. एंड उसमें अगर विद इन द लीगल प्रोविजंस, डिस्प्रोपोर्शनेट एसेट के आपके कौन से लॉज है? प्रिवेंशन ऑफ करप्शन एक्ट है एंड प्रिवेंशन ऑफ मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग एक्ट है. within those acts, suppose if it is found that you have the income or you have the assets, that is आपकी प्रॉपर्टी आपके इनकम सोर्सेस से ज्यादा है. जैसे आपने स्पीकर को देते हुए बोला है कि मेरा तो सिर्फ एक किराना शॉप है, बट आपने जब उन्होंने इन्वेस्टिगेशन में ये पता चला कि आपकी प्रॉपर्टी 100 करोड़ से.
जी.
ठीक है. तो अब तो वो डिस्प्रोपोर्शनेट हो गया.
जी.
ठीक है. तो इन दैट केस दैट विल बी कंसिडर्ड एज अनड्यू इन्फ्लुएंस एंड करप्ट प्रैक्टिस, एंड यू विल गेट डिस्क्वालिफाइड.
सर इसमें ऐसे नहीं है कि मतलब दैट डिस्प्रोपोर्शनेट इनकम लीड टू द करप्ट प्रैक्टिसेस और अनड्यू इन्फ्लुएंस इन इलेक्शन, मतलब ये ऐसे साउंड नहीं होता है क्या?
हाँ ऐसे ही है.
तो सर इसमें प्रोविजंस जो है मतलब वो तो हम बता रहे हैं ना कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने सुप्रीम कोर्ट का XYZ रीजन है, और अगर से आपका मतलब आपने 2 महीने में नहीं करे तो, लेकिन इसमें सर ये करप्ट प्रैक्टिस का साउंड हो रहा है.
वो आप लॉ में नहीं है, वो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा है. सुप्रीम कोर्ट कल किसी भी करप्ट प्रैक्टिस कह सकता है.
बट सर इस डिमांड में ऐसे नहीं कि मतलब दिस डिस्प्रोपोर्शनेट income costs मतलब like lead to the money and muscle power in elections, that is an undue influence, right?
हाँ.
And the second मतलब
ये दिस इज द इंटरप्रिटेशन ऑफ सुप्रीम कोर्ट कि उन्होंने कहा है कि अगर आपका इनकम सोर्सेस से ज्यादा आपके अगर एसेट है, तो दैट इज कंसिडर्ड एज करप्ट प्रैक्टिस. अब ये फैक्ट है, दिस इज द फैक्ट गिवन बाय सुप्रीम कोर्ट. अब ये क्यों दिया है उन्होंने, या फिर इज इट अ राइट और रॉन्ग, वो हमें पूछा नहीं गया. एंड वी कांट आर्ग्यू ऑन दैट.
मेरा बोलने का मतलब ये है कि मतलब डिमांड में ये नहीं आना चाहिए था कि अनड्यू इन्फ्लुएंसेस कौन कौन से हो सकते हैं डिस्प्रोपोर्शनेट इनकम होने से.
नहीं, दिस इज द फैक्चुअल क्वेश्चन. दैट्स व्हाई आई टोल्ड ना कि फॉरगेट अबाउट दिस. All they have asked is the facts.
Okay.
सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा है कि फैमिली का दे दो. सेकंड, इफ इट इज डिस्प्रोपोर्शनेट देन इट इज कंसिडर्ड एज अंडर इन्फ्लुएंस.
ओके, मतलब सर अनड्यू इन्फ्लुएंस क्या, मतलब क्या क्या चीजें अनड्यू इन्फ्लुएंस में आती है वो बताना था.
नहीं, कि आपको पूछा क्या गया है कि वेदर इंक्रीज इन एसेट्स constitute undue influence and corrupt practice. In simple words, yes, it constitutes because Supreme Court in this Lok Prahari judgment has said so. खत्म.
ठीक है सर.
ठीक है, अगर देखा जाए तो यस नो में आंसर है. इसलिए मैंने सेशन में बीच में भी एक बार कहा था कि इलेक्शंस के क्वेश्चंस थोड़े से ट्रिकी होते हैं बिकॉज ज्यादा कंटेंट नहीं होता है उसमें, हमें स्ट्रेच करना पड़ता है.
ओके सर.
राइट, ऐसा.
थैंक यू सर.
यस, कंजुला, यू कैन आस्क.
Sir, actually, this is about a question that I practice normally about federalism. The question is like, cooperative federalism has lost its relevance in the wake of competitive federalism. Examine. Also bring out how a middle ground is needed between the two ideas for holistic national development.
ठीक है.
Sir, in that I wrote like, firstly I gave an intro and then I wrote cooperative federalism lost its relevance. And then I wrote cooperative federalism has not lost its relevance. But here what I did not understand is they asked me like how a middle ground is needed.
That is the second part of the question.
Yeah, first part is done, sir, with that. In the second part, how a middle ground is needed. So I thought first I wrote for need for the middle ground.
Not needed.
Not needed.
Not why they are what they the need for middle ground is basically where you are highlighting the issues.
What I wrote is like, firstly I wrote why the middle ground is needed or the issues why the middle ground is needed, and then I wrote
needed.
Okay, it's
why
that's the
middle
doubt I
ground
have.
is needed. Not at all needed. उन्होंने सीधे सीधे they have directly asked you how middle ground can be reached.
Yeah, sir.
ठीक है, so basically they are straightforward asking way forward. You provide way forward.
Okay, sir. That's the doubt I have, sir. Should I write it or not there?
Not needed. अगर if you don't have this already, if this must be a 15 marker question.
Yes, sir.
So already you have 3 headings.
Yes, sir.
Right, and for all the 3 headings you have sufficient amount of the content.
Yes, sir.
For cooperative federalism also, competitive also, and for way forward also. So
Yes,
there is no need to go beyond the demand.
Okay, sir. Sir, in one more question, they asked like office of the speaker is not only a referee but also an active player in the politics of government information and survival, leading to controversies and criticisms. In this context, examine the need to bring reforms in the office of the speaker.
If you read so fast, how am I able to understand?
Sorry, sir. Sir, question is the office of the speaker is not only a referee but also an active player in the politics of government information.
Okay.
And survival.
This statement, they want active player in politics of government.
Information and survival.
Okay.
Leading to controversies and criticisms.
Okay.
In this context, examine the need to bring reforms in the office of the speaker. Sir, in this, firstly, I gave the intro like Speaker of the Lok Sabha interested with maintaining order, ensuring legislative discipline, and upholding dignity and autonomy of the Parliament, Article 93. And then I wrote, firstly, I mentioned like what Speaker does as an active player. Like the heading is Speaker as an active player. There I wrote 5 points. This is 10 markers, sir.
Okay.
Then I wrote a Speaker's office leading to controversies and criticisms.
This is going to be your structure.
Yeah, sir. And then I wrote the reforms needed. And
so this is this is the core demand. This is the implicit at the end you have to give. So as a referee, with respect to the upholding the accountability of the government, okay, with respect to ensuring the parliamentary supremacy with respect to passage of bills. वैसे हमारा जो framework है, legislative, executive, and this financial, okay, upholding the or budgetary control of parliament.
Yes, sir.
वैसे, but as a political agent, So power of जैसे judicial उसके power से with respect to disqualification,
Yeah, sir.
then with respect to money bills,
Yeah,
this
sir.
has led to the controversies with respect to the allegations of bias, with respect to silencing the opposition voice.
Yeah, sir.
Example जो हमने 146 MPs का ये जो दिया था, ठीक है, and then briefly you give the way forward. That will be your structure.
Okay, so, sir. In the question, should we in the parts like speaker as an active player in this? Should I mention the headings like political inflation? Should I mention them or just
Not
write the?
needed, not needed. You simply give the facts for it.
Okay.
ठीक है कि जैसे with respect to disqualification under 10th schedule, with respect to certification of money bills, then with respect to the this acceptance of no confidence motion.
Yes.
Right. These will be 3 to 4 points. And then you give the way forward.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes. Yes, Keshav.
My doubt is regarding that model code of conduct question. So, sir, in way forward, can we write like because as we know that party has no limitations on its expenditure, candidate has. So, sir, political party should come under RTI. Like this can be a way forward or not?
Why there is need? Because question is on the model code of conduct, no? So rather political parties, you talk about strengthening model code of conduct.
Okay, sir.
So rather what you can put key putting the limitations on the expenditure of political parties under model code of conduct. That can be applied.
Okay.
Keep your points related to the model code of conduct, no? Question में अगर पूछा question में पूछा गया है क्या political parties?
No, sir.
Then you can't.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Mona Lisa.
Yes, sir. Sir, my question is regarding question number 2, where it was simplification of procedure regarding disqualification of person found guilty of corrupt practices under RPA. Sir, the answer that you had made us write was in the way forward. The first point of way forward was that empower ECI to directly disqualify with limited review. And the third point of way forward was make ACI decision binding to ensure neutrality. So, sir, if we are binding their decision, and in first point we are talking about review, so like, is it a bit contradictory?
Not contradictory. Both are similar. Both the points wants to give more powers to Election Commission of India, right? This is also giving more powers to Election Commission of India, and this is also giving more powers to Election Commission of India, right?
Okay, sir.
No, presently Election Commission of India can give recommendations, but they are not binding. So either you give them the complete power or you make their recommendations binding. So you pick one of these two. Either do one of these two. Okay, both are fine.
And sir, my one more question is that like ECI is also an executive appointment, and there are controversies regarding ECI role as well. So in way forward, should we be talking about giving ECI more powers and empowering it?
But the question is not on the ECI as an institution. No, question is on the Representation of People Act. So question is on the disqualification. No, so even if you are talking about the powers of ECI, they have to be power related to the disqualification process.
Okay, sir. Sir, just one more request. So in that answer that you had shown for the first question, that grounds for disqualification under RP 1951. So could you just please show the grounds again? I couldn't like.
It's given in X factor notes also.
Okay, sir.
So if you see, again, this is that. But if you see here in X factor also, ये मैंने डिटेल में यहाँ पे दिया है. So provisions of 1950, provisions of 1951. This is your disqualification provisions, corrupt practices, election disputes.
Sir, you were talking about that there is a probability of SIR being asked. So, sir, could you please upload a document on legality of SIR and issues?
Yes. It will come. Don't worry. Abhi, let that issue settle. Let more editorial work come on that. Right.
Okay, sir.
Once we have the sufficient research material, then only we will prepare that document.
Okay, sir.
Right,
And sir, just last question. I was asking that will you be sending answer for question 3 because you didn't show that
Yes,
one.
I will be sending.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Ram. Okay, last doubt.
Good evening, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I have this basic doubt about sometimes it seems like the content which you use in your answer is nowhere mentioned in the X factor notes. So is there any other alternative?
Not other alternatives. Everything that I know, I can't put it into the X factor notes.
No,
Right.
so for example, in federalism wale questions mein you used, there was some acts like Farm Act, Disaster Management Act, or evolving patterns of phases.
So haven't
Attorney
you
General's
seen
office.
the, or haven't you read the, or have you attended the federalism वाला lecture?
Yes, sir.
तो उसमें हमने already model answers में वो सारे points लिखे हैं.
यस सर, वही क्वेश्चन है कि एक्स फैक्टर नोट्स मतलब ये सफिशिएंट रहेगा, यानी कि इसको कोर रख के चलना है, इसके अलावा कुछ किसी और पे ध्यान नहीं देना है.
इससे ज्यादा और क्या कंटेंट लगेगा आपको, आप बताओ. और इससे ज्यादा आप कंटेंट पढ़ोगे तो याद तो रहेगा क्या?
बट सर समथिंग इज मिसिंग आई थिंक.
Nothing is missing. So with this similar content base हम last 8 years के आंसर्स लिख रहे हैं ना. अगर
यस
आप
सर.
कोई भी टॉपिक आप उठा लो जब से हमने किया है, हर एक टॉपिक में अगर आप देखोगे तो वी आर यूजिंग दिस सिमिलर कंटेंट, सेम फैक्ट्स. ठीक है. सो विथ लिमिटेड कंटेंट बेस वी आर एबल टू राइट ऑल द आंसर्स. और ऐसे लग रहा है क्या कि आई एम पुटिंग दैट कंटेंट फोर्सफुली, मतलब ऐसे लग रहा है क्वेश्चन में पूछा नहीं है, हम जबरदस्ती से डाल रहे हैं.
नो सर.
इट इज रिलेवेंट, राइट. माय
यस
पॉइंट
सर.
इज आपका कंटेंट बेस उतना ही रहता है, कोई भी टॉपर भी ले लो. दैट्स व्हाई आई एम प्रोवाइडिंग यू दी टॉपर्स आंसर्स, राइट.
No sir,
किसी के
content quality is absolutely very good, but some topics are missing. For example, Attorney General nowhere mentioned.
सो अटॉर्नी जनरल में मैं दूं ही क्या? अटॉर्नी जनरल इफ आई गिव यू then it will be completely copy paste of the Lakshmikant. Apart from Lakshmikant, I can't give you anything.
Okay.
Right. So won't that be a waste of, मतलब आपका ही एक्स्ट्रा टाइम जाएगा उसमें. इंस्टेड वो मैंने मॉडल आंसर में ऑलरेडी दिया है, मॉडल आंसर में आप पढ़ोगे ही.
Sir, one more doubt. What will be
And
the
no, one more thing is, thirdly, अभी already this year attorney general has been asked. So next year there is zero chance of attorney general being asked.
Okay.
ठीक है. तो मुझे देने मतलब that's why I skipped. In X Factor I want to concise it also. No?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है.
Sir, okay, what will be the next step after attending this class to use them effectively?
So
जैसे कि
after this, tonight you go through the X Factor notes. You read the X Factor notes. आज या फिर कल तक जो असाइनमेंट का क्वेश्चन है, after reading the X Factor notes, you attempt that assignment question. Then try to finish it by tomorrow afternoon. ठीक है. And after that, you shift to your optional. So परसों by 4 p.m. on day after tomorrow. ठीक है. सो बाय 4 p.m. यू रीड कवर योर ऑप्शनल. 4 बजे जो नेक्स्ट लेक्चर का डॉक्यूमेंट आएगा उसको जस्ट गो थ्रू करो. जस्ट हैव अ ब्रीफ ओवरव्यू एंड अटेंड द लेक्चर एट 5 p.m. ठीक है. एंड अगेन आफ्टर द लेक्चर कवर दैट डॉक्यूमेंट.
Sir, one more puzzle, if you like to solve. Sir, there are many sources like standard books for each subject, then X Factor notes, then flash notes. How to maintain these all?
Flash notes are the summary of your standard books, no?
Yes, sir.
And in X Factor notes also, I have consciously tried to avoid the content which is already there into your standard books. Right. So X Factor notes are going to be your complementary source for the standard books. So आपको standard books X Factor notes से पढ़ने हैं.
Okay.
ठीक है?
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Okay, guys. So day after tomorrow, we will start with the constitutional and statutory bodies.